Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The final of 4 quarterfinals will feature the Greyhounds of Duluth East and the Cadets of St. Thomas Academy. The Cadets will enter this one as the 4 seed, the Hounds the 5 seed. I guess it doesn't really matter at this stage. The winner of this game will move on to take on the Edina Hornets, who came off a 4-2 win, a hard-fought win for them against the Moorhead Spuds, Bart, and we look forward to it. I think it's going to be a very interesting tilt. Hounds are playing some really good hockey, and so again are the St. Thomas Academy Cadets. How about the Cadets, though? They've got a record right now of 24-3-1. The Hounds, meanwhile, enter this one not too shabby either. 18-6-2.
No, in fact, this is probably the matchup going into it. Just on paper, looks like the most balanced one, so to speak. But from what we've seen today, anything can happen. But St. Thomas Academy can put the puck in the net. 140 goals for to date against 99 for the Hounds. But the Hounds play a little bit different style of game. But they have to get on their forecheck, win the battles along the wall. But Hounds and the Cadets, certainly 2 formidable squads that will try to earn the right to play the Edina Hornets tonight or
Let's
tomorrow.
head down to Jim Carroll as he'll take us through the starting lineups and the entire rosters of these 2 editions.
With a record of 18-6-2, the Duluth East Greyhounds against the champions of Section 3 with a record of 24-3-1, the St. Thomas Academy Cadets. Now, let's meet the Greyhounds. Senior defenseman number 2, E.J. Heidela. Senior defenseman number 9, Jason Hagen. Junior forward number 10, Finn Hoops.
Wow.
Junior
talking
forward
hair
number
here.
11, Jack Fellman. Junior defenseman number 12, Ryan Cummings.
They're going with the shave sides
Senior
and
forward
the
number 13,
lines
David Holliday.
being cut in have been kind of the thing here. A couple of Hounds
Junior
working
forward
that
number
right
15,
now.
Ricky Lyle Jr.
Here comes Ricky Lyle Jr.
Junior forward number 18, Charlie Erickson.
He's not messing around, very serious.
Sophomore forward number 19, Jacob Jeanette. Senior defenseman number 20,
Oh,
Frederick
boy.
Kane.
What do we have there? What did I miss?
A mullet.
Senior defenseman number 21, Carson Cochran.
Hounds are
Senior
repping
forward
better
number
than they
22,
have ever.
Ryder
Absolutely.
Donovan. Junior defenseman number 23, Michael Sutherland. Senior forward number 24, Jack Fitzgerald.
They all do the little head
Senior
turn.
forward number 26,
Ooh, what's
Jonathan
Fitzgerald doing
Jones.
here? He's got.
Junior forward number
It's
28,
totally
Logan
shaved on the
Anderson.
sides, basically, and it's super long on top.
Senior goalie number 30, Luke
Oh, there's a
Hansen.
caterpillar.
The lip sweater.
The lip
Senior
sweater.
forward number 37, Brendan Baker. Senior goalie number 39, Brody Raybold. And sophomore defenseman number 40, Garrett Johnson.
Well, the Hounds, not bad, but still nobody's beaten Kresbach. He gets the number 1.
Well, at
Eden
least
Prairie. Absolutely.
The assistant coaches are Dylan
he's got some competition with these Hounds, though.
Head coach is Mike Randolph.
Does Mike
the
Randolph
Duluth
get the coaches
East
here?
Greyhounds. Now, let's meet the cadets. Senior goalie number 1, Muzzy Donahue. Junior defenseman number 2, Charlie Killian.
A mustache and a soul patch for Muzzy.
Senior defenseman number 3, Carter Henry. Senior defenseman number 4, Will Shimmick. Junior defenseman number 5, McLean Baudette. Senior defenseman number 6, Thomas Wingus. Sophomore forward number 8, Tanner Brower.
Wingus with a stash. Hair a little
Senior
longer on
forward
top,
number 9,
pulling it
Nico
off here
Vega.
at St. Thomas Academy. I don't know how he got past inspection.
Senior forward number 10, Ben Stucker. Senior forward number 11, Rob Christie.
Ooh, Rob Christie full screaming.
With some energy.
Senior forward number
like
12,
that.
Ryan O'Neill. Junior forward number 14, Will Soderling. Sophomore forward number 15, Jackson Hallam.
What was that?
Sophomore forward number 16,
he kind of came up and blew a kiss. Is that what he did?
I think he did.
It looked like he was kind of
defenseman
falling
number
too,
17,
to be
Andrew
funny.
Bamer. Junior forward number 19, Riley O'Brien. Junior forward number 20, Bjorn Kylan.
There's a lot of pressure on these guys to be
21,
original.
Brendan McFadden.
That's not an easy thing to do, but they've loosened the hair standards since I went to St. Thomas, I'll say that.
Luke
How
Herzog.
bitter are you?
A little bit. Back when I had hair.
Senior goalie number 30, Wes Jarvis.
No relation to a Montreal Canadian Doug Jarvis.
The assistant
Or Ricky
coaches, Rob
Gervais.
Vanelli. Coaches are Greg
That's how
Vanelli
it's
Better
and
yet.
Tom
Better
Vanelli.
yet.
Oh, look at that.
The
Tom
St.
Vanelli's
Thomas
working some
Academy Cadets.
A
camo.
little camo action. He's got the
What
hat
in
on,
the
too.
world was what? Wow.
Sam Rosecca, your referee.
That's incredible stuff. Oh, Mike Elam gets some officiating duties here tonight.
Well, this is going to be a nice contest, and it all gets Zach. And, you know, we've echoed these sentiments previously in the previous 3 games, but the first 5 to 7 minutes very important. They've waited a long time to take the ice today. They've seen a lot of hockey. I'm sure anxieties and maybe some butterflies. I don't think so. I mean, both teams are very familiar with this tournament, but again, you know, their kids are getting ready to play the biggest game of the year to date. So I'm sure some anxieties, but it's up to the coaches to work through the lines, get everybody involved, let them get to break a sweat, perhaps get their second win as quick as they can. But the team that can establish their game is probably going to have a greater chance for success, but that's going to be a challenge. Both of these teams are very good teams, kind of a contrast in styles to a certain degree, but it's going to be an interesting one. So thank you for joining us tonight. We're about a minute away.
You know, you got an interesting dynamic here with Greg and Tom Vanelli announcing their resignation earlier in the year, just to, you know, be clear that the administration at St. Thomas Academy could come up with a fill-in or a new coach for him. So for them, I you know, you gotta say at some level, it's not a farewell, but you know, they're not taking anybody by surprise. And you know, Greg Vanelli's going to stick around as the golf coach and do some of the other things that he does around the school. So maybe a little looser addition here.
Well, you're right, but just think of what they've contributed over the years to this cadet program, and they've been stalwarts in the back of the bench, and molding and creating nice young men first and hockey players second. But they're certainly going to be missed, but it's a bit of a transition time. I'm sure they're going to leave nothing in the locker room to play for their coaches and try to get a win, and perhaps a state tournament is the final goal. But they have a Hounds team that's very familiar with this format, and it's going to be a challenge for 3 solid periods. A team that can sustain their level of play the longest is going to have maybe a chance to play against the Edina Hornets tomorrow. So it doesn't get any easier for either one of these teams, but they have a task at hand in front of them as it stands. We're about a minute away from the drop of the puck.
They've done their obligatory huddling up around the nets, and we're ready to go. You know, we heard about the Hounds needing to play physical. And, you know, for St. Thomas Academy, I think the big thing for them, Bart, is to stay on the puck. And they are really good off the rush. I know they talked about cycling. We've heard that and seen that, but yeah, that's part of it. But this team is so good in possession.
And we are underway.
Fitness is always a key factor for the Cadets. They're real good with that. Hounds are no strangers to pressure here at the XL Energy Center and seem to bring their best efforts as we are underway here. In the first period, Duluth East in their dark uniforms with red and white trim, moving from left to right across your screen. The Cadets in their white and blue uniforms from right to left. Glove down out of the air by Lyle as he plays this one ahead across center. Shot by Baker, misses the mark. Big carom off the end board. That's Fitzgerald, rather. And it's going to be Donahue to cover that one up.
Well, Fitzgerald's going to be a name we're going to say a whole bunch tonight, as is Ricky Lyle. Ricky Lyle, 20 goals on the season so far, 38 points, but 8 goals during 3-section games, 13 points. So he has got the hot hand. They're going to try to get him the puck as much as possible. But there's going to be a couple names that are going to be familiar on both sides.
Back behind the net. Hounds will regroup behind their own now as they're going to play it from left to right. Brody Raybold gets the starting goal at 10-4-2 on the season, a 1.85 and a 913 save percentage.
It's actually gotten better as the sections have gone on.
Donahue is 13-3-1 with a 1.70. Not a lot of goals allowed by these tendies. Well, there's a nice save by Raybold down low. That one wide of the mark, he turns it aside anyway. Cochran takes it for the Hounds. No ice on the play as that gets under the stick of Bamer. And it's going to be Donahue to play this one up to the right, left wing side for Shimmick. Turns it over. Hounds with a nice physical hit there. Another hit again. This is a big Duluth East Greyhound team. Ooh, here comes the big man. Working his way in on that one was a shot that's ripped wide by Jonathan Jones. He's the Hounds version of Chorsky on Edina.
Boy, that was a quick release by Jones as well.
Got a lot of skill with the big frame. Also physical. Slap shot from the point comes in on goal as Donahue's going to reach out with the catch glove, make the save, and he's going to hang on.
Well, there's been some activity in the St. Thomas Academy zone. Duluth East showing some good energy, and once their forecheck starts to get rolling, they're a very difficult team to clear the zone on, but they put a couple shots toward Muzzy Donahue, and he's made some decent saves early. We're just a minute 50 seconds into it. East with 2 shots on goal, St. Thomas with 1.
It says tempo. These two teams are going to get after it here tonight. It's tough to wait for this 8 o'clock start, which really ends up happening about 9.
Yeah.
Behind the end line, wraparound save by Donahue. Rebound, ooh. Lyle with an opportunity there. Oh, and a big check thrown by Fitzgerald. Left his feet. They're going to do that all night long. They're going to hammer and throw the body.
Well, I guarantee McFadden's head's going to be on a swivel. Oh, again,
another
too.
Big hit. Oh, welcome to high school hockey there. There's a penalty coming up. Not sure what. That was a nice hit right in front of the Hounds bench. Yeah, Matt thinks it's going to be a board. I don't know. I can't wait to see this one on replay. But anyway, it's the pulled goalie and backup ice. They go with it. Christie plays this one rink wide. They let the first hit go.
Well,
interference.
Interference. Okay. Well, that might be somewhat appropriate. I thought there might have been a little bit more as far as perhaps head contact or something like that. But I thought it was a pretty good check. It just McFadden had a kind of a tough shift. But he was without the puck, so I guess there is some rationale to that.
Mike Randolph saying he barely – no, that is not interference. They didn't like it as a heavy check. That's why he called it. Go with an elbow. Go with something different. That's my take.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree, but 85% penalty kill for the Hounds and 33.3 power play for the Cadets.
That's blocked back up through center ice area it goes. It's going to be the Cadets back in behind their net with Stucker as they'll regroup and turn it up ice. On the stick now of Rob Christie. Back over for Stucker across center red. The Hounds will stop that one. It's going to be picked up by Payne as he plays this one off the bench area and out of play. 1:36 to go in the power play for the Cadets.
Boy, he sent that like a missile into his own bench, just trying to clear the puck. But I think that, it might be a penalty that they're going to have to kill off, but I think that those 2 hits are going to have some residual value moving forward because they put St. Thomas Academy on notice that they better be ready for a physical brand, and that's where Duluth, I think, might have a bit of an advantage over St. Thomas, even though St. Thomas has got some length to them and some grit as well, but Duluth is sending a message early.
The old buckle them up, Bart Archer.
That's right.
Handled now by the Cadets as they play this to the left wing side. Turned over and trickled back in wide of the mark. Set off for Carter Henry, the defenseman. He'll look up ice with 1:12 to go in the power play. He's going to leave that back behind for his partner. That's Bamer who sends that in. Rung hard around the boards. Held in nifty job there by Bamer, who got over to the right point quickly. He'll get it back. Touchbacks over to the right wing side for Hallam. There's a shot by Bamer, pad save. Raybold, another one. Oh, he scrambles, and he's down behind the net in the trapezoid and covers it up. Do they have a penalty there, Bart Archer?
I don't know if they do. We'll have to wait, but it looks like they're having some conversations, but nice save by Raybold on that one. But it was Carter Henry, the senior defenseman, that was down low looking for an opportunity Pretty good shot on goal, but that rebound just came right to Raybold, who was out of his net, and he was just able to cover that puck up and face off to his right. 13-10 left in the first period. We're scoreless.
You know, we're about 4 minutes into this game, and I've yet to call Ryder Donovan's name except for right there when he wins the faceoff, as that's sent right back into the corner. It's the Cadets in control with it as they turn away from trouble. McFadden is there, up to the top of the right point from the slot area. Stuckers misses the mark. End boards it goes as they'll clear it to the line, but not out. And there's a muscle play at center. Nice job to keep it alive. Here comes Donovan, shallow angle in front. Oh, and he just missed the mark. Erickson and Donovan. Donovan gets shivered and hammered there in the corner, turns it over, stays on his man, hounds him, pardon the pun, and it's going to be played rink wide back through center ice. Cadets to the slot. Oh, a quick follow through. 5 to go on the power play, and Raybold equal to the test. Wow, what a series of action there. How about this opportunity they just had moments ago?
Well, indeed, it was a really nice play by Duluth East to gain the zone, and then they came in, and it was Donovan that tried to go over. I didn't get the number of the Duluth East player, but yeah, Erickson. He had a lob wedge, and he needed that 5-iron P. Wagner. It went up and over.
It just started to roll right when it hit his stick, and right when it left it, his head went, ah.
Well, it's the right play to elevate it, try to get it under the bar, but just got a little bit too much under it. But really a good opportunity for the Hounds.
The big clapper was fanned on by Bodette. Turned back up ice by the Hounds as they'll play this one in deep. Look out, here comes Fitzgerald. Hammers his man, Henry on the play. Now it's 5-on-5. The Hounds kill it. And to the left wing side they go. Henry, that goes up and out of play.
Well, pretty good kill by the Hounds, actually. They had a pretty good scoring opportunity as well. I like the way that they challenge at the blue line. They don't give them a lot of space to move, and it was St. Thomas to try to do a little bit of an overload on the right side, but good positioning by Duluth East. They didn't draw them out, so very good positioning by Duluth East. They got through that challenge. 12:03 left in the first period. Shots on goal. St. Thomas Academy was 4. Duluth East was 3, but both goaltenders have been challenged pretty good early in this game and come up big so far.
Twins broadcaster Dick Bramer and a 1974 graduate of Staples High School. You're listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league.
High school hockey on the MNHockey.tv, presented in part by the Sportsman's Guide. Don't forget about their KFAN Beyond the Pond show. That's going to be happening coming up on Saturday in their South St. Paul store. It's up to 60% off on select items, so and other things. There's a huge sale going on there. Check that out. Get your pizza at any local grocer, brew pub pizza. That's lots of matzo to you. RJM Construction, rjmconstruction.com. Check them out. They will be as good as it gets as far as rink remodeling and other things within the needs of what arenas need. Tradition Companies, of course, they have the mortgages and all of the other aspects of home business, including wealth management and capital management as well. And also optimal goaltending with our very own Larry Grace Jr. Getting him hooked up with the Minnesota hockey program. Looking forward to seeing that one work for him. Good man.
And support our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be here tonight. We're happy to be here.
Face off now to the left of Muzzy Donahue. In on goal it goes. That was a quick shot taken there by Charlie Erickson.
Well, that's Erickson's second good shot. 8 goals, 10 assists, 18 points, so he's no stranger to the scoring area. Kind of a shallow angle on that one. Donahue really didn't have any troubles. Face off to his left.
Face off win. Bamer was there for the Cadets. Back behind the net looking to make a play was Baker, but it's going to be Shimmick to play this one to the right wing side. Cadets will play this behind the net. Hounds will ring the boards to the left wing side. Nice job to pull that away with Erickson. Baker was there. Donovan slides up on the play too as well. Delayed offside on the play as they'll look to reset. Ooh, big hit by Payne in the neutral zone. They're bruising this St. Thomas Academy team that likes to skate, Bart Archer.
They're softening them up a little bit. A couple good body checks with purpose too.
At the line, that gets away from a Hound player. No ice on the play. And it's the Cadets looking to work out of their zone to the right wing side. Henry bumps it to center. Now on the stick of Stucker. That one's up high off the glass as Raybold was there.
Well, it was a nice busy stick by the Duluth East defender. Kind of ramped that one up and over, and we have the lively end wall. And we also have lively glass here, too. Normally, in most cases, you hit the glass, the puck deadens, but that one bounced right back out. And it was Raybold that decided to hold that one and face off to his left. 10:56 left in the first period. Shots even at 4. No score on the scoreboard.
So far, the story has been the heavy hitting, I think, Bart Archer of the Duluth East Greyhounds. They haven't been messing around out here. And we'll see if it slows down the Cadets.
Well, it might not slow them down much, but they're getting rid of the puck a little quicker than I think that they want to, because Duluth East is not – they're quick enough to get on in a hurry, but they're not shy about throwing the body. So I think St. Thomas is getting a little antsy with the puck when they normally are pretty calm, cool, and collected.
Got to tip the cap to Matt Harrington here at the MNHockey.tv. He's been writing some great game recaps for us and keeping the site alive. We've got Todd Mulliken live scoring for us, along with John Sands, and all of us putting together some terrific podcasts. And we'll continue the coverage here for the next 3 days. Probably some follow-up coverage on Sunday as Matt does not head back to school because he's not going to be able to because of the weather. Just give up.
Lost that last week.
Back across the line. Chopped at, looked to kept alive there by Fitzgerald. Up high it goes again. Lyle now. His shot's blocked. Nice job there by Christie. To the right wing side it goes. McFadden was there. Jammed on the play by Lyle. Hounds very physical here today. They are not holding back. You don't see high school teams finish checks like this, Bart. It's been pretty much everybody who touches the puck's getting some sort of body on them here for St. Thomas Academy. Time and space. We'll see if this starts to wear them down.
Well, I think they're picking on Brandon McFadden. That's the third big hit that he's received so far this game.
Back at center ice. On the stick now of Beaudet. Now handled by Brower across the line. Rister, glove save made by Raybold. Shot number 5 in on him. Nothing here with 9:21 to go in the first.
Well, Tanner Brower, just a sophomore, skated to the left side, creating some room and some space. Got a pretty good shot, glove side on Brody Raybold, but Raybold flashed the leather. Very impressive fashion. But I'm sure Brandon McFadden looking forward to this TV timeout right now, but they have been picking on him. But they're indiscriminate as far as who they're putting the body on, but I think it's having some value. But creating some space for Duluth East. Been a good contest so far. 9:21 left in the first period, and there is some skating going on, so there is some space to move out there. But if you're St. Thomas Academy, get rid of the puck in a hurry, or you're going to pay the price.
We'll see if that speeds up. You know, sometimes you can draw in the hits if you're willing to take them, and then you can spring some guys if you're willing to get them out of position and you can make a play with it. We'll see if that plays into effect for St. Thomas Academy, Bart, or if they end up just moving the puck and turning it over because you get a little bit panicky.
Well, sometimes I think when you turn up the physical game, sometimes you pull yourself out of the play, so there's no real benefit other than to get the crowd going a little bit. But every check has been with purpose, and they aren't taking themselves out of the play. They're separating from the puck, but they're sending a message as well, and that's been the underlying tone so far early in this first period. But 0-0 is on the score sheet, so St. Thomas, weathering some tough times, but. Muzzy Donahue's done a good job of keeping the puck out of the net, as has Brody Raybold. Like to again thank everybody for hanging with us. A very long but fun-filled day. Thursday, AA getting started. We've had some pretty good games so far, and this one has the makings of perhaps being the best game of the day.
Well, I was suggesting yesterday it was quite interesting, Bart, because we had 18-2 was your score differential in the first 3 games yesterday of the Class A.
A little
then
tighter
we
today.
finished with a very good game to close it out, and then much tighter today. I mean, we've had a total of 5 goals over 3 games as your differential. Played back in behind the net. Cadets in the offensive zone. St. Thomas Academy over the past. They've had the offensive zone opportunities they've been able to generate, but the Hounds have kept the play moving through center pretty effectively. Bamer, now it's ripped right back in behind as Raybold sets that one up behind his net. Now it's the Cadets throwing the leather, forcing the turnover. Score!
Oh, snipe.
Bar down, Ryan O'Neill. Goal number 20 for him, and he wasted no time burying that one, Bart, off the turnover from a big hit.
You are correct. Ryan O'Neill with his 20th goal. Nice plateau for that young man, but that was a big league release right there just from the top right circle. Just let one go. It went far side, and I believe that's blocker side on that one, but he sniped that one. But St. Thomas Academy, boy, just a great release on that shot. Just beat the goaltender clean on that one, and you can't do that to Brady Raybold very often, but St. Thomas now has a 1-goal advantage. 8:37 left in the first period, up to the Hounds to respond. Big goal for St. Thomas.
You know, after that shot was off the back of the net, even O'Neill looked surprised.
They couldn't have been placed more perfect.
Scoring for St. Thomas Academy, his 20th of the season. Number 12, Ryan O'Neill, unassisted. Time of the goal, 8:23. Ryan O'Neill, his 20th of the season, unassisted at 8:23.
20 goals for Ryan O'Neill and unassisted for the St. Thomas Academy Cadets senior.
And that's the first Cadet player to break the 20-goal plateau. They have a number of them that are flirting with it, but he was the one that made it happen. Gives his team a little energy.
Cadets play this one back in behind and around to the right wing side. McFadden plays that back to the defense, but that off the boards. But that's going to regroup back into his own zone as it's going to be turned to the left wing side by Henry as he finds the oncoming Rob Christie. He has a 19-goal season, Bart. He's looking for number 20 here over the weekend.
And he'll probably get some opportunities.
No doubt about that. Stucker is checked on the play by Logan Anderson. Now the Cadets continue to apply pressure. That's blocked by the defense. The Cadets have definite tempo to their game right now. Hounds play to the right wing side across the line. It's Lyle. Leaves that one off. They'll load the shot up back door. Oh, chance for Jones off the opportunity from Heidela.
Christie broke his stick.
Hounds will work the forecheck to the line and not out as that hits Christie's stick. He's still.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. It's a given. It always plays in. When the guys nearly trip over, it's what kills me. Handled up high at their own line. And now it's going to be controlled by the Cadets as they backpedal in their own zone. Oh, nice job to get through the stick. It's in 2 pieces right back in behind the net. I mean, it couldn't be in a worse spot. It's like a drill if you wanted to work on a player's puck handling skills. The official picks up the twig. He's going to run this one to the Cadets bench. Nope, he's going to hang on to it. Right wing side, that one goes up off the netting.
Well, I think Wingus deflected that because that went right up into the netting about 10 feet up. So nice busy stick by the St. Thomas defender. But yeah, that stick always seems to come into play. You know, are the referees supposed to pick it up or are they supposed to leave it till the whistle? I guess it's under their discretion, but I always thought that was a little unusual.
Do you think Tom Vanelli is wearing the camo because he's going to war?
I don't know about that, but I can barely see him. It looks like a floating head over. No, I'm just kidding, actually.
Because he's camoed into the crowd.
Right.
That misses the mark from the Hounds off the face-off win with 6:47 to go in the period. Cadets lead by a score of 1-0. Kicked ahead and offside at the line. Off to the races would have been Nico Vega.
Yeah, and he's no stranger to the scoring area. 14 goals on the year, but he was coming in all alone on the right side. But fortunate offside for Hound faithful. Brings the faceoff just outside the Hound zone. 6:36 left. Shots on goal now. St. Thomas Academy with 6. Duluth East with 4. So 2 digits added for St. Thomas and none so far for the Hounds. But you're right. It's now St. Thomas Academy kind of pushing the pace.
Hounds with the face-off win. They'll race this one up the line. Touched across the line as they spin this one into the corner. Fitzgerald was there. Logan Anderson as well. Lyle finishes his check.
3-on-2.
That on McFadden. That's what it springs. Back off to the corner. The 8th and check. Now it's Payne with it, trying to work his way through to the right wing side as Lyle turns back out of the corner. Lyle off the boards. Nice check there to stop his man. It's Beaudet. Now Fitzgerald down the wall. Beaudet slaps it up the right wing rail, but it's chipped back in behind by the Hounds as it'll go behind the good goaltender, Muzzy Donahue. Henry with it. Stopped with the stick there. Nice job by the Hounds on the forecheck there by Jeanette. Now it's going to be Henry with it with 5:36 to go. That's off Jones' stick. And now it's going to be the Hounds once again. Long pass up to the right wing side, chopped off the boards. Jones plays that one down with the stick into the corner. It goes. And here they come, the Hounds on the move with Hoops, who's there in the corner. He's going to get a little bit of help from Jones, and then they're going to leave it back behind for Jeanette. Now Jones comes away with it. Looks to the high slot, nobody home there, and it's going to be Brower back up the left wing side now on the stick of Hallam. And now it's going to be controlled by the Cadets. Bart had the head down. What'd I miss?
Well, just Hallam showing some good energy and some good quickness on that one, but the puck couldn't keep up with him, so it kind of rolled off his stick.
Crowd loved it. Jones plays it in deep, as now it's going to be the Cadets who come away with it. Shimmick. Across the line they go with it. Off the backhand sent in by Jared Wright. And it's going to be Erickson with it for the Hounds up to center. Chopped down off the air by Vega. As they'll play this to the right wing side. Here come the Cadets once again. Herzog stopped on the play as Payne's going to turn this one up ice. Nice job to accelerate from traffic. Now it's going to be Donovan who can fly. Donovan wanted to make the move, didn't fool the defense, and Bodette, he's stick checked. And now it's going to be Payne to back check through center and come away with it. Hunter Payne, what a smooth, slick puck moving defenseman he is. A little physical grit to his game too. Baker on the forecheck. They go from the right corner to the left wing side. Looking to protect the puck was Herzog. Hounds stay on it. Back off the end boards. Look out, here comes Lyle with it. Lays it up to the line. A snapper. Nice save. Donahue rebound. Turned aside by the Cadet goaltender. They'll cycle back into the corner as it's the Hounds looking to work some chances here now. Hagen with it. There's a redirect that misses the mark. And again, they're going to try and cycle it back in behind the corner. Cadets. Defensive posture. That's run around the wall by O'Neill. He has the game's lone goal. We sit at 1-0 right now here.
Well, that was not a bad play by Bodette for St. Thomas Academy. Just ramped it up and out of play. The faceoff is going to come down to Donahue's right, but they needed to relieve some pressure. Duluth East started to get that legendary forecheck working, and they just kept winning the battles to the puck, getting it to the open man and putting the puck toward the goal. So I think a reset at that situation was not a bad play, even though the faceoff is going to be in their zone to their goaltender's right. 3:11 left in this first period.
3:11 left in the first period. Shots on goal are 6-5 in favor of St. Thomas Academy. There's been a lot more going on around the play than you would say shots. It's been a tightly contested matchup between these teams.
No, and the important part of that is every piece of real estate's having to be earned on both sides. So both teams playing very sound defensively. St. Thomas Academy picking up the physical part of their game and showing their physical wares. And I think it's having a bit of an effect on Duluth East, but it's a war of attrition out there, two immovable objects. But I just think that once Duluth East gets their rhythm in their forecheck, they're very difficult to contain. So I thought that ramping it up and out of play, it's not what the coaches probably want is a defensive zone faceoff, but I think they need to relieve the pressure because the Hounds are starting to buzz.
So they typically go with the resale on the tickets after the first game is over. So they resell a lot of them, and that's how you get those big gaudy session numbers. And when you look around the building right now, Bart, it's pretty full. I mean, they resold a lot of tickets over what was in the Edina Hornets student sections.
Yep.
You look around, and definitely it's made a difference.
Well, it'll get a little bit more congested the deeper we get into this tournament. It is the first night, but I think
tomorrow's going to be something.
Tomorrow's going to be off the rails, so to speak. But tonight has been pretty impressive as far as the numbers, and they're showing some enthusiasm, but definitely seen some good hockey today.
Puck is played back to the corner. Donovan lays it back behind the net for Baker. Baker for Donovan, hops his stick as the puck will come all the way to the left wing wall and sent back through center ice by the St. Thomas Academy Cadets. checked on the play is Heidela. Back in the Hound zone to the left side of the corner. And it's going to be picked up and handled and controlled by Shimmick. Shimmick gets away from one man. He's watched by Baker, who nearly pickpockets him. Oh, somehow Shimmick stayed on it. That's on the stick of Erickson. And now this top line of the Hounds will head to the bench. And up the ice they go with O'Neill. Reached for by Bamer. And they missed the mark back in behind the net. It's going to be Vega that's going to play this one. Check that was Henry who played it around the rail. 2:10 to go. Henry now checked. They look out front. That hit a Cadet player. Hounds from the right point. Shot block. Look out. Foot race for it. Brower will be watched on the play by Hagen to the corner. Hagen plays the body. Stays physical. Now it's going to be picked up off the end boards by Cochran. Chopped at by Jeanette to the line. And here come the Hounds back out of the zone. Nice job backpedaling there by the defense. On the play there was Bodette. Stepping up was Brower. And now it's going to be Fitzgerald. They look to flush the defense out. Stopped off the stick of the oncoming Logan Anderson. Down goes a Cadet player. In front it goes. There's a stick save. And a penalty coming up. They got another one on the Hounds here with 1:18 to go.
Well, I think he was going for the puck and just got his stick under the blades of the St. Thomas defender, and he went down, tried to reach for the puck, but right in front of the referee. So just 1:18 to go. The nice part about it is it could be a split penalty should Duluth East kill it off. But what a great opportunity for the St. Thomas Cadet team on the power play to finish this period already up by a goal. Up to the Hounds to win this faceoff and ice the puck and burn this clock down, pick up their teammate. But it was more incidental than deliberate.
So Fitzgerald goes for a trip. 15:42, the official time of that infraction. The second power play. Now, the one thing that the Hounds have always been known to have is the power play, especially come postseason time. And so far the Cadets have maintained the discipline and have stayed out of the box.
But if you remember, it was the Hounds being a man down earlier in this period had a really good 2-on-1 opportunity. So St. Thomas, albeit on the power play, they're still going to have to mind their defensive responsibilities.
Through center ice it goes. I love that turnover as it's sent right back in. At center ice, nice job to step up. Payne forces a turnover. Oh, they've got some numbers. Baker. Oh, what a save by Donahue. Baker and Payne had an opportunity on a shorty with under 10 seconds to go, and Donahue read the feed and the redirect on the pass by Baker, who's going to chase this puck into the corner. That's probably the best chance for the Hounds so far this hockey game.
Well, that echoes exactly what I was saying. They had a lot of wide open space, came in 2-on-0, but Donahue kept that cipher on the scoreboard. 42 seconds left in the penalty to Duluth East, and that's, as you said, Jack Fitzgerald. So not a great power play, but a pretty good kill so far for the Hounds.
We'll have more coming up for you. High school hockey continues right here at the MNHockey.tv. We're going to talk some goaltending, near and dear to my heart, with Larry Grace Jr. from Optimal Goaltending, and he is, I think in my mind, folks, got it all figured out. So as you're driving to the XL Energy Center and listening to us, or if you're at home listening, or you know a goaltender in your family, friends, or it could be your son, daughter, or you're a board member or a coach, this is going to be a discussion, I think, that's going to be very interesting and have a lot of impact on the position, which is a little bit, it's always been a little bit of a mystery. Wouldn't you agree? Welcome aboard, Larry. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Yeah, it's a huge mystery for everyone.
It is a huge mystery from the perspective of what is it? How does it work? You and I kind of come from the same background, where we had the great late Warren Strelo, who was very technical, and he had changed the position and how it was played, and obviously it's hybrided into this and that and the next thing. But there's a component that I think we think is the same, and you brought up a story about how when you were in high school, you didn't think about what you're eating, and now you are. So what you've got is more of an off-ice setup for what you do, as opposed to just, robotronic type of goaltending coaching. Can you talk a little bit about what you do and how you got to it?
Yeah, so what I do is I focus on everything off the ice. It can be anything from performance training, which most people would know as strength and conditioning, the mental part of the game, and just daily preparation. It could be for families who are on a limited budget and said, we want to give our child every opportunity to be a better goalie. How do we do this with this amount of money? So I deal with a wide range of things off the ice. And the whole goal of the program is to give every goalie an opportunity to be the best goalie that they can be, not be the best goalie. And so it's important for me to take everything as an individual and not just as the position of goalie.
So you talked about making them stronger, helping them become stronger, maybe not necessarily in every capacity. There's certain areas that you will focus on. So can you talk about, I think you said there's 3 components for what you do.
Yep. So it can be different for everyone. It could be the same for 2 goalies. If we're talking about maybe a high school goalie, they're looking more at the performance side of things combined with learning how to be a goalie. And what I mean by that is take away the game itself, but everything you do leading up to the game and how that's going to prepare you to perform. When we're talking about a younger goalie, maybe a squirt peewee goalie, we're working on building an athlete here. We're not worried about can they do the reverse VH? Can they do a butterfly? How well do they push? I want to create a great athlete. I feel if I create a great athlete, the goaltending coach can then build a great goalie.
Let's go into the athlete part of it as you hone in on a great athlete. I don't want to give away your secret sauce,
Yep.
But what are some of the things, areas of the body that you focus on to create that great athlete?
It's a great question, and I look at it differently. I feel that creating a great athlete is using games at the youngest levels, not anything specific for goaltending or even the sport of hockey itself. Taking a young boy, young girl, and forcing them to be an athlete. And what I mean by that is I'll give you a simple example of what I do with some of my younger kids. And we play a game that I call goalie volleyball. And what I've done is I've taken a court, shrunk it down with cones, and we have a center line. We don't have a net or anything like that, and we use a kid's bouncy ball. And the whole object of the game is for the team of 2 to kick the ball back and forth over the line using any body part. So they can use legs, feet, hands, head. And what I'm trying to do is force them not to think like a volleyball player, not to think like a soccer player, but think like an athlete and react to what is happening to the ball itself and working with your teammate.
What type of growth have you seen in young athletes? Because it's sometimes, and I've been in coaching environments where, God-given fast twitch muscles, there's things that work for people and others that don't, and some you just say, well, I don't know if we're going to get too much out of this one here, but we'll do the best we can. God bless him, great kid. But how much can you maximize out of athletes or goaltenders from various levels of tools that they give you?
The tools that they give me, I can take and maximize them by 100. If they're committed to it and they have a passion for it, they're going to get a ton out of this. Just like anything else in life, if you put some into it, you're going to get something out of it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every goalie that works with me is going to make it to the NHL, but I guarantee that any goalie that works with me will be a better goalie tomorrow than they were today. And that's all done by thinking of everyone as an individual and not a goalie.
What do you think goaltenders today's biggest need from an athleticism perspective is? Is it in their feet? Is it in their hips, hands? What is it?
That's a very interesting question. And I did recently just speak with a college goalie coach who had a really unique perspective on this, where he brought up, if we look at European goalies, they have great feet because they play soccer all the time over there. And if you look at American goalies or North American goalies, they've got great hands for the most part. And so when he talked about that, it really resonated with me that that's what I'm trying to do. I want complete athletes who use their hands, use their feet, use their brains, use their eyes. They're not robotic. The one thing I've heard from several goalie coaches from the NHL down to the youth level and everywhere in between is that goaltending has become too robotic. And they have a hard time with some goalies because they are so robotic, like a computer program, that they can't get out of it. And that's really the sole purpose of what I do, is developing an athlete who can then be a goalie that doesn't rely strictly on robotic movements.
Well, there's no such thing as a formula on a 3-on-2 that's changing and evolving in speed and tempo and pace and where they're going to go with it. I've watched goalies in practices, they square up and the thing's in and they're on their knees and they're looking around, they're looking at their shoulders, they're looking at their hands, and they're going, well, I did everything perfect. How did it go in? And but that's not what we're talking about here. And so It enhances the tools that the other goalie coaches are giving the players. And you talked a lot about diet too. Is that an area that you focus on?
Yeah, it's something that I speak to. It's one area that I want the goalie themselves to have the want. I can tell them everything and give them every trick in the book. I can refer them to professional dietitians who will break it down to the simplest and smallest little thing. But what I like to do is give them a platform that they can work off of and learn what they haven't been doing correctly and what they have been doing correctly, and how do we make these small changes. Because usually for kids these days, with all the information we have out there from the internet, they're on the right track. They just kind of need one piece here and one piece there. And the parents themselves are also asking questions for their own personal diet themselves. So when it becomes a family thing, it's great for everyone involved.
It's tough when it's an individualistic approach when it comes. It's got to be everybody's got to be all in.
Yep.
I totally agree with you. So then in terms, you have a formula there. In terms of thinking like a goaltender, that really intrigued me when you brought that up in the beginning of our discussion here. I think today about how much better I would be in this day and age, having worked with these guys. You tell them everything to do what you didn't do. I mean, but it's how do you think like a goaltender, both on game day and on non-game day?
Yeah, so with the younger kids, you can kind of start that piece, but they're not ready to, take a full day and really prepare for a game. That piece really starts at the Bantam level, that 8th, 9th grade age range, where the games are competitive. Mistakes are that much smaller to make. And so it's really starting with, it's difficult for someone in school, maybe they're 7 to 3, 9 to 2, whatever it may be, to eat properly, or maybe just stay focused on what's important. And for some goalies that I've worked with, it's been as simple as, let's not think about hockey all day. Let's focus on school. And let's worry about hockey when hockey gets there once school is done. And for other goalies, it's, we need to start focusing the minute we wake up. And so that's where that individual approach comes into play. No two goalies are the same. You have a Martin Berder who has been known to talk to the media for, 50, 60 minutes after, practice, morning skate. And then you have Ed Belfour who wouldn't talk to anybody.
Yep.
And so you really have to learn and meet them as individuals. And I think that's the big piece. And, we had talked about Warren Strelo before, and I recently was talking to a scout who had talked to Warren Strelo back in the day shortly before he passed. And he asked him, you had 3 great goalies in San Jose who all went on to be number 1 goalies in the NHL. He said, how did you handle that? And Warren said, I got to know them as individuals, and I was their mentor, before I was their goalie coach. And they would come and visit me in the summer, and we'd spend a week or 2 together. And It wasn't so much about hockey as it was me learning about them and them learning about me. And when we created that bond, they all started to take off. And so, when I heard that, I thought that's exactly what I'm trying to do here is be that mentor, be the coach, and give them the backbone to succeed. Because I think, and you probably would agree with this too, that back in our day, we did not get a whole lot of support as goalies. There was no one out there that we could talk to.
He and Jack McCartan, for me, were it.
Yep.
And
so I'm trying to bring that piece in. I mean, you can go and get great performance coaching from a lot of different facilities and a lot of different coaches in this state. But the difference with them and me is I was a goalie. I am a goalie. I know what it feels like, and I want to help every goalie overcome those battles because we do face a lot of them.
So your business model doesn't know any age either, correct? You go from squirts up all the way up.
That is correct. Squirts to the pros.
And so from your to reach out to you, they can email you, correct?
Yeah, you can email me at optimalgoalie@gmail.com, or you can give me a call at 952-270-5490. And with today's technology, feel free to text me too.
Please text. That's it. And then you also, to work with youth programs is a great idea. Even if they have an existing goaltending guru or whatever, and a lot of these programs do, they can't do everything that you're suggesting here, and it's good for them to bring you in to work with them.
Yeah, so the difference between me and a goalie coach is a goalie coach focuses on the play on the ice, what to do in certain situations, how to move in and out of the net, up and down, all those great things. What I do is everything off the ice. For an association, it could be as simple as bringing me in to work with the parents to figure out how do the parents feel? Do the parents feel like they're missing something? Is there a gap between the board and the association? And, what can we do to fill that gap? High school program, it could be the same thing from from that, or even setting up a year-round development program for the goalies off the ice.
That's beautiful. So we will get you absolutely exposed here during the high school hockey tournament.
Thank you.
You're a great man, making a big difference in the hockey world. Again, shoot that email and number for us.
Yeah, the email is optimalgoalie@gmail.com, and then the phone number is 952-270-5490. And again, feel free to text me as well.
Larry Grace, Jr., optimal goalie. Once again, let's be honest. You just made the position just a little bit better.
I hope so. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
We'll be back with more coming up right after this.
Back alongside Bart Archer, I'm Matt Harrington, filling in just for a moment for the great Pete Wagner. And Bart, it's been a great day of hockey so far. We've seen some really good games. A lot more entertaining, I'd say, than the Class A games yesterday. Out of the 3 games we've seen so far, obviously we had that triple overtime game, but what's been your favorite moment so far this afternoon?
Well, I don't know if I can pick just one, but I think it's just the performance of the goaltender previously as it stands. I just think, going against Eden Prairie, Lakeville saw the goaltender really kind of kept his team in the game. It was Eden Prairie really from the get-go that controlled over 60 shots on goal. Obviously, they played extra sessions, but I thought that he was probably the most notable so far. But it's been a great day of hockey, as you said, but this is a little bit different game than what we're used to seeing during sections or the regular season. There's not a lot of space or room out there. All teams are playing defense first, and offense is coming from that. But I've been kind of impressed with Duluth East and St. Thomas Academy. Duluth East threw their best at them initially, and St. Thomas weathered the storm and went into the locker room with a 1-goal lead, and now they started 42 seconds on the power play. So, I'd like to think that the best moment is yet to come, but this one has the makings of we could be here. We could be here a while tonight, but I really liked the pace of this game. But obviously the Hornets a big win. Blaine, that early morning contest, I thought they weathered that storm really quite well, because that's a challenge to get up at 11 o'clock in the morning and play a state tournament game. And I think White Bear Lake, obviously, they had a pretty good showing today, but had some tough luck in the first round matchups. But they played against a very good Blaine team, and Blaine and Eden Prairie promises to be a great game tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And the winner of this game has to face the Edina Hornets, so it doesn't get any easier for either of these the teams. But how about you, Matt? Is there anything that stood out to you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I'd kind of have to agree with you. Of course, the goaltender for Lakeville South, you mentioned Henry Welsh. 63 saves. I read that is the second most in tournament history, and of course that would be the Apple Valley goaltender in that 5 overtime game.
Right, I remember
So
that
I'll
game.
go ahead and hand it back to Pete Wagner as we'll get ready for period number 3.
I enjoyed our time, Matt.
You know what? Our numbers increased on the broadcast. Maybe Matt Harrington should have just stayed on.
Maybe he should go solo.
My word.
I'm sure I've scared a couple
Hey,
people
check
off.
out our Hawk Dish podcast. Where do you find it on the website, Matt? That's mnhockey.tv. What's that? It was one of our better ones under podcast. I gave Matt the microphone. I said, take over. And he did.
And he did a fine
Did a
job.
nice job.
He
Worked
actually
over
had-
Mully.
he
Worked
actually-
over you.
He actually asked my opinion. That doesn't happen very often.
Oh, like I don't ask it every 2
kidding.
seconds?
Oh, come on. Don't get sensitive on me now.
Oh, now he says.
42 seconds of power play for St. Thomas to start the second period up by 1.
They move from left to right across the screen as the Cadets will handle it now. Slapped off the boards and sent back in and behind. Muzzy Donahue is there as he rings it around the left wing wall. Hallam was there to get away from one Hound player. Wow, those sounds are so crisp on the ice. It's like we're there, isn't it?
It certainly adds some atmosphere, that's for
It's
sure.
amazing.
Or ambiance.
depending upon how you say it, what part of the country you're from.
Minnesota.
Down the wall it goes for Hallam. That's pulled away by Payne, and back at center ice it goes. We're down to 1 second on the power play, and at full strength are the Hounds. Flipped up high in the air. Fitzgerald wanted to glove that down, but he was going to be bothered by Hallam, who comes away with it, loads it up, and sends that one in on goal. Wearing sweater number 39 is Brody Raybold as he reaches out, makes the glove save, and hangs on.
Well, that was a good save, too. It was a bit of a shallow angle for St. Thomas, but it was a good, hard, crisp shot. Tried to go glove side, far side on that one, but Raybold did a nice job of flashing the leather. You know, the Duluth East got through that penalty kill, and I think they had actually the best chance, scoring chance out of that, but St. Thomas Academy not going to be afforded too many power plays, but they weren't very effective on that last one, but that was just a good kill by Duluth.
And the Cadets get the face-off win, play this one back to the corner, to the slot, turned over. The Hounds, now they don't have any numbers, so it's Fitzgerald. Nice job to dish it over to the right wing side, one-handed to Hagen. Tries to muscle his way through on Donahue.
Oh, no.
Oh, Fitzgerald took a knee, I think. Charlie Horse time, he's up. Uh-oh. I thought he was going to go hammer somebody, but he's fine. Maybe he's trying to sell that one. Salesmanship.
I don't think so. That reaction was very natural on that one, but he's up and
They're
playing, and
hiring
that's the most
tradition
important.
companies. Now backpedaled. Payne plays that one ahead on the stick. Anderson was there, sent back in wide of Donahue. Now it's going to be Shimmick with it. He better watch it because he had a man, Jones, that was going to absolutely hammer him there. Into the neutral zone, up and out of play it goes. Off a Cadet stick with 15:15 to go in the period.
Well, Duluth content to just send the puck in and get after with that effective forecheck, but St. Thomas has done a pretty good job of navigating their way out of a congested zone and pretty efficient zone exit, so to speak. So if St. Thomas can continue that bodes very, very well for the Vanellis and the Cadets in general. Clean zone exit is very important during these types of games.
Along with that, turnovers so critical. Especially when you get up into that transition zone, top of the circles.
They're like mini power plays.
Oh, you got to be careful, but not too careful. It's a fine line.
Now it was Winkus that took a puck, so.
In front it goes. That's off a Hound stick. Donahue sprawled, but it didn't get through. Hoops plays that one up to the point, but it's going to be picked off and sent back in by the Cadets on that play. That was Jared Wright. Hounds again, transition. Payne plays it from Hoops, gets it back, nice give and go. Oh, he tried to find a man up high in the slot. Maybe a shot there would have been in order. Bart Archer gathered in, neat job by Hallam as he reaches back and walks in with a free look. Blocker pad save, a good one there by Raybold. Now it's going to be Hallam again. He's all over the ice on this shift, up to the line for Henry. He walks over to his left side. Henry top of the left circle, wrister in on goal. And that was held on to by Raybold.
Well, Carter Henry, the senior defenseman for St. Thomas Academy, showed some finesse and showed some patience. He walked it out, and he's a left-handed shot working his way to the left, so he turned and fired and put a good shot on Brody Raybold, but he received that one, held onto it because there was definitely support by the Cadets down low. So big save by the Hounds goaltender at a good time. 14:05 left in the second period. SDA up by 1. Shots on goal, 8-7. Duluth East still has the advantage.
Face-off won by the Cadets to the right of Raybold, up off the netting again. Will reset. East now has the 11-5 shot on goal advantage. They're having a much better, I'd say, sustained third period. We're only 3 minutes in, but I think they're getting to where they want to go as far as the game is concerned. And you know, when they started to get there, it was the Cadets that started doing the little things they need to do to take back control of the game.
The ebbs and flows, Pete Wagner.
It's a good hockey game. Cross center ice, played back in wide of the mark. Chopped at, up high it goes. O'Neill is there. O'Neill walks this one back in behind the net. That's going to be cut off by the defense as Cochran plays that one up to the line. Held in to the corner. That one from Vega was poked away. Now Henry comes away with it. His shot's blocked. Now Lyle, he's a playmaker. Dynamic to Fitzgerald. His shot handcuffs Donahue, pokes off the end boards, but it's the Cadets who protect and break out of the zone with Vega. He'll find his man at center. On the move, it's O'Neill. He's chucked on the play, goes down. A Hound lost his stick. That looks like that's Hunter Payne that's without the twig. That's off a skate there on the play. That was the Hounds now with Lyle across the line. They go down low. That's off the stick of Anderson. Up high, Lyle wanted the high blocker pad side, didn't get it. Another golden grade A scoring chance by the Hounds. They missed the mark twice on a couple of those. A third one they had was stopped by Donahue. Sent back in behind the net. Heidela is there. He'll try to play it up the right wing side. And instead it's the Hounds that win the battle. Body check thrown by Christie. Saved again by Raybold. That one he took up off the blocker pad side rather. Now to the left wing. Across the line. Loaded up. Glove save. Donahue fought at that one. The big shot taken there by Jeanette.
He's making the saves, but he doesn't look comfortable with that glove hand all of a sudden.
Yeah, it did look pretty there. Yeah,
no.
It's kind of forsaking him. That one missed the mark off the end boards. And now it's going to be the Cadets to regroup back with the puck. That was Klein with it. All the way up to the left wing side. Stucker. Turnaround attempt by the Hounds off the turnover. They couldn't pull the trigger. And now it's going to be the Cadets through center with McFadden. He's going to carry this one into the corner. Nice job to work himself away from Cochran. And now out of the corner they go with it with Christie. That misses the mark. All the way back through center ice it goes. Bodette will regroup back in behind his own net. Jones is just going to force him to move. Stays on it. Turnover. Back over the right wing side. Erickson. Shallow angle off the side of the net. Jones forechecks. Nice shift here by the Hounds. This has been end-to-end action for about 3.5 minutes. Cross center red line. That's poke check there by Hagen. And now Erickson plays it back through center. Donovan comes away with it. Here's Ryder Donovan with it. Looks to his right. He's bothered on the play. Sends it over to Cochran from the left side in his own zone. Back through center. No ice on the play as that's deflected through by Erickson. Set up behind the net by Donahue. And the Cadets are going to be flushed out of the zone. They'll look back up at the line. Turned over from the high slot. Glove save made by Donahue. A great bid there by Erickson. What a great series of shifts by the Duluth East Greyhounds as the score remains 1-0 St. Thomas Academy.
Well, a couple errant passes. St. Thomas trying to clear their zone, put it right in the middle, and it's Erickson that walked into two of them. Got a good shot on goal, but Donahue didn't have any problems gloving that one. He needed to make that save, and a nice break in the action, but it looked like Duluth East was starting to buzz.
Annie Schlepper-Span of the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team and a 2008 graduate of St. Cloud Cathedral High School. You are listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league.
Minnesota State High School League and the State High School Hockey Tournament. 75th anniversary. You know, we've seen a lot of historical things that they're talking about, what's gone on around this great game and the tournament. And, you know, when you think back to some of the stuff that you and I have seen over the past 15 years, let's say, I mean, in our consecutive string of being here, some of the stuff that happened 10, 15 years ago seems like it was yesterday, but now we're starting to get into the historical period.
Yeah, we have been doing this quite a while. I just wish my memory was a little better, so I can't pull particular moments.
What is your most memorable?
Well, I think when I probably had my allergies kicked up after Edina won the state title
the
that
teary
one year. Well, it wasn't teary. My eyes got watery. It was
Bart
all,
Archer was crying.
I'm secure enough to be able to put that out there, but yeah, the good thing was it was in front of about 4 or 5 people that didn't let me live that down for a decade or so. But there have been a lot of memories, and the thing about the state tournament is the part that always gets me, P. Wagner, is the final Saturday game. You know, after the state champion has been crowned. You know, on one side you see jubilation, and 150 feet down the ice you see just dejection, and it always kind of tugs at my heartstrings because it's kind of a natural consequence of a competitive game, but you want to see everybody win. But that's a tough thing to deal with when you lose a state tournament game because you aren't going to usually get a second chance at that one, and this year's no different.
For me, it was the triple overtime game winner.
Oh, Kyle
by
Rao?
Kyle Rao.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think that goes down as an all-time classic. Another one that I remember, I don't know if you were a part of the McDonough era or not.
Yeah. I remember Ryan McDonough.
Donahue, by the way, is on the bench being tended to with some gear issues.
Oh, okay. I was going to say this is a little bit, the light is off, and this has been a little while, but I guess the Kyle Rao thing does jump out as well. I had the fortune of being on a team with his father, Mike, who was a terrific athlete, played football, he's just a multi-sport star, but I had a little personal satisfaction watching his son score that big goal, and but that is certainly memorable. I got to go down into the corridors down below and kind of hang out with the team a little bit, get a little bit of a vibe. So thank you for reminding me of that. Sometimes I just need a reminder, but that was a very special moment as well.
Well, here's the deal. Muzzy Donahue is having some issues with his gear. He's got his pad and skate completely off as he's restringing it right now. And he's doing it on the bench, and the light is off. The commercial's been over. If I'm Mike Randolph, I'm absolutely losing it right now. I mean, you know, if stuff happens, that's why you got a backup goalie, put him in. I mean, you know, you're sitting around.
Well, I think Mike Randolph is he's not happy, judging from the look on his face. He's starting to get a little irritated. But I
know exactly what he's thinking in his mind right now.
But I think
now
the hands come up.
Yeah, you know, at some point here, let's go, he said. Yeah, I would say the same thing.
Well, so would I. But I don't think St. Thomas is really trying to gain any kind of an advantage.
No, it's not but it stopped the game.
I get it. I get it, especially when Duluth East was starting to kind of get their forecheck going again, and now he's getting a little bit more vociferous
about it. He
said
that's not our problem. You know, exactly what he said, not our problem.
But they're the ones that suffer the consequences of this. But it looks like he's pretty close to getting back out on the ice. But you're right. That's why they have a backup goalie, and he's got his mask on. He's got his gloves on. He's more than willing and able. But I'm sure the Vanellis are just going to let this take its course as best they can. And Donahue looks like he's trying to hustle a little bit.
It's not that. I mean, terrific. You know, the bigger deal is that, you know, we've been delayed 4 or 5 minutes for equipment issue. And you know, if a player had a blade break, you don't stop the game. You know what? You know, I think if a goalie takes a penalty, he needs to sit in the box. I was one. And it gets to the point where, you know, we're sitting here trying to fix gear, and your guys are all loose and ready and waiting. I'd be snapping right now. I wouldn't be as nice as Mike Randolph.
Well, I'm not trying to justify the situation. I'm just trying to say that it's not a premeditated situation where they're trying to slow the game down.
I'm just telling you, we've been sitting here for 5 minutes waiting for a goalie to fix his gear. We could have been doing that while they were playing, and on the next whistle, the backup comes off the ice. That's why you have one.
I don't disagree. But I think
look at this. We're good to go.
But I think Mike Randolph actually handled that quite well, because you don't want to get too excited because your players are going to feed off that a little bit. But he just it was kind of a slow burn, and it came to a crescendo.
I can't wait to talk to him. Should be good.
Well, we're getting ready to back to action. Just a tick under 11 minutes to go in the second period.
And we're back. Up to the line it goes. Sent back in behind by the Hounds. They're behind Muzzy Donahue. Fitzgerald. I want to be clear, I'm not blaming the goaltender or anything like that. I'm just saying that rule, we saw it happen in the NHL the other night. It was the same situation, not nearly as long. Point beaten into the ground. McFadden now across the line for the Cadets from the left circle. That's blocked. And with 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second period and the Cadets holding the 1-0 lead, it's sent right back in after the Hounds worked it out. Raybold's going to guide that over to the left wing side as they look off the boards to center. Lyle will touch this one ahead for Fitzgerald, who tried to play that one down the wall. Instead, it's the Cadets that make the interception on that biscuit, and they'll play that one the length of the ice. Getting there first didn't matter. It was Brower as it crossed the line, and we bring it back down into Cadet territory.
Well, Brower's got some good speed, but it was Stucker that actually sent that puck up for him to skate into. Just got a little bit too much on it, and even with Brower's speed, he couldn't catch up with that, so it was going to come all the way down to the St. Thomas Academy zone, face up to the right of Muzzy Donahue. Now we're just 10:09 left in the second period, but we're back to playing anyway, so that's a positive.
Face off up to the line it goes. Sent back into the corner. Cadets on the move with it. O'Neill going to play this one back into the corner. That's bumped off the boards by Cochran to the right wing side. Turned on by Vega to the right side of the Duluth East goal as they're going to swing this back up to the line. That's held in and played down the wall by Bamer. He's waiting for it once again, gets it up high, looked to his left, that's stopped. Donovan comes away with it, gathers it up, cross center with speed across the line. Here comes Donovan, Angles his way in. Ooh, that one's off the short side. Now it's going to be handled by Baker. Oh, Donovan, right as he was going to shoot, was bumped into and checked by Shimmick. Nice play. Hounds controlling the offensive zone. Back up to the line. Right wing side. Cochran shot that's turned aside. Back in behind the net it goes. Shimmick tries to muscle it up the wing, but the Hounds are on him. That was Baker. Payne plays it in. Delayed offside. Back up across the center ice area it goes. That's off the stick of Cochran. He'll chase this one to the right corner behind his own net. Off the boards he goes for Payne. Payne with a long pass to center. Left wing. That pass misses. And now it's handled by the Cadets. Jones, stick check. Off the boards it goes. Nice job by Jeanette to come away with that one as he's going to carry this one from left to right across the line. Nifty move along the goal line. Got into tight territory there, couldn't pull the trigger. Nice job by the Cadets to break that one up and out of the zone with Hallam. Here he is across the line. Hallam carries this one behind. That's off the stick of, the goaltender, Raybold, and they keep that one out of the net. Back up through center it goes. Jones on the move. He's checked, stays on his feet. Took a big heavy hit there from Bodette. They play this one up to the line. There's a shot that's blocked. Ooh, a Hound was sent packing there. A nice check as the Cadets are matching Duluth East. Physical play, bump for bump. Back to the right corner it goes with Hallam. Hallam now plays this one. That's deflected away. Up to the right wing side. Puck is going to be held in. Nifty job there. Shimmick gets shifty. Plays it to the right wing side, but turns it over as the Hounds play to center ice. On the move, they go with it. It's now Jeanette with it. Steered aside. Played back up to the right wing and sent right back into the corner. 7:26 to go in the period. Still 1-0 in favor of St. Thomas Academy. It's the 4 seed, 5 seed going at it. Big check thrown there.
Against who? Brendan McFadden again.
But McFadden.
Boy, if there's one thing I noticed, the stick work is getting a little bit aggressive now with Duluth East. Ryder Donovan on a previous shift, probably 2 slashing calls could have been called, but they're using their sticks very, very aggressively. Something they might want to kind of keep an eye on moving forward. But again, Duluth East is doing quite well, but St. Thomas is going blow for blow with this team. It's been a good up and down game. 7:14 left in the second period. As you said, Pete, St. Thomas still holding on to 1-goal advantage. Duluth East with a 13-12 shot advantage.
I mean, it's a battle.
Yeah.
Nothing is automatic here at all.
And they're letting them play, too. I mean, they've called a couple penalties, but they were warranted penalties. Well, one was a little bit suspect, but they're pretty much letting the kids decide, which I like, but Duluth East just got to temper their stick work down just a little bit. Otherwise, they're putting a mark on themselves from my perspective. But it's an aggressive team. I like it.
Well, they have to play that way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do, and that's Hound hockey. But the Cadets are a very tough, strong team, too. I don't know. Whoever wins this game tomorrow is going to give the Edina Hornets everything they want and can handle tomorrow night.
And I'm sure the Edina Hornets are very well aware of both of these teams. They've hosted the St. Thomas at Braemar Arena, and they bested them. But this looks like a little bit different team with a little bit better purpose, a little better focus. But this Duluth East team, you don't have to talk to Edina Hornet fans and faithful about them. They've been a spoiler for this Edina squad for a long period of time. It looks like they're poised and ready, being that they get through this game to face off with the Hornets again tomorrow, which would be an epic battle. But either team that faces this Edina Hornet team, the Hornets are going to have their hands full.
Mike Randolph with 18 state tournament appearances, 31 wins in the state tournament, second most all time. Wow. Two state championships, 95 and 98, inducted into the Minnesota High School Hockey Coaches Hall of Fame as well, among other high accolades. He's going to coach until he can't stand, and for him that could mean, I don't know, 1,000 wins, I'm sure, Bart.
Well, we just want him around as long as he's able to do it.
Physical specimen, so works out a lot, does yoga. Had his team doing yoga too. Erickson steered off the glass, controlled now by the Hounds. One-timer. That shot by Payne, that did not feel good. Was that the inside of the leg? I think so.
That was a bullet too.
Shaken off. That's playoff hockey when you watch a defenseman do that. I'm trying to get a look. I believe that was Shimmick. He's had a great period here.
Oh, he's very, very good with the puck, but yeah, caught him in a soft spot. He doesn't look like he's going to miss a shift or worse for the wear, but you can tell that one stung him. But that was just a bullet from just inside the blue line. I'm sure Muzzy Donahue was very happy that he blocked that one so he didn't have to. But faceoff's going to be to his right, 6:42 left in the second period.
Wait for one man to slide over to the right wing. They get the Ricky Lyle hound covered there. Left wing off the boards it goes. Hagen. They look this one ahead. And a cross line backdoor puck rolled shot that missed the mark on Donahue. Cochran from the left point sends it through. Donahue a nice read, stick safe, steered to the left. And now it's going to be Stucker with it. Across the line he goes. He's got McFadden with him. Nice play by Hoops to break that one up. He'll ring it hard to the left wing side with 6:05 to go in the second period. And Hoops guides it up for Jones, who chips that one ahead. Oh, and it hit a cadet player on the bench. Oh, they got a cross check.
Well, yeah, I didn't see the cross check, but the whistle was very fortunate for St. Thomas. Otherwise, Duluth East come down on a 2-on-1. But it looks like it's going to be Ben Stucker, if my eyes aren't failing me right now. But it's going to be a cross-checking penalty, so great opportunity for Duluth East. 5:55 left in the second period. Duluth East on the power play.
I didn't see it, did you?
No, I didn't, actually. Must have been behind the play. But 25% power play during the regular season, amped up to 42.9%, so basically a 43% power play. That's a big number. And the Cadets are at about 100% penalty kill in sections. But, again, sections, throw that out the window. Just two formidable special teams are going to go head-to-head.
That's what you want come playoff time is the special teams that are dialed in. The goaltender has to be your best penalty killer. We talk about that a lot. And, you know, right now, Muzzy Donahue has been perfect on all 14 of the shots that he's faced.
Well, and I think he's going to be challenged on a couple of occasions. Duluth East just seems to be getting into the zone. I just think they need to get more shots on Donahue, and they're going to get a great opportunity with a lot of room out there. The challenge, again, is in front of St. Thomas Academy to pick up Stucker, their teammate who's played so well for him tonight and throughout the course of the year.
You know, it's amazing when you think you have the high school hockey tournament this week, and then coming up in the following weeks, you've got boys and girls basketball. And while those are happening, there may be some spring sports that are already starting, and it's the spring sports season. But wait, we're going to have about a foot of snow up to in some areas here of the state.
Yeah, I think some of those snowbanks are going to leave by about July.
That's going to be amazing. And then you have the big story about U.S. Bank, that's a stadium that's going to be closed for quite some time for baseball because of the Final Four. So that created all sorts of heartburn for the colleges and high schools that like to use that.
It was a cross-check on Ricky Lyle. They showed the replay of it. It was kind of incidental, but again, they made the call.
So the power play will ensue. That went against the Cadets, Ben Stucker. Payne, sends that one right in front of the crease area. There's Fitzgerald. Plays it over to the left wing side as it's going to be Donovan. Inside out, he goes on the move, but didn't fool his man. Bodette stayed right with him, didn't get fooled with the hands. Up to the line, Payne, nice job to keep it alive, gets away from one man. The Cadets are absolutely forcing the Hounds. They're giving them no space here to get things going. However, the Hounds keep the zone. Up high from the left point, that's going to be Donovan. It's shot away from him, and the foot race on for the new loose puck. It's going to be O'Neill and Payne as that one's going to be sent up to the left wing side. Lyle gets it back. He's dangerous down low. He misses the glove hand side. Payne quickly over to the right point, keeps it alive at the line. Fakes a shot from the shallow angle. Stick save by Donahue. That one taken away by Anderson on the chance. Anderson will play this one back into the corner. Lyle is there. They've got Payne up on the right point. They're going to give you Donovan over on the left wing side. Jones now plays this one over. He's going to go straight to the front of the net. The big frame with the screen. Stick on the ice. As now it's going to be down low off the left corner. Donovan looks to keep it free. They'll walk the line. Scores! Erickson with the goal. On the power play, again, the power play, we talk about the Hounds, so deadly. It's tied at 1.
And then Ray Chris, he gave him a little shiver with the shoulder after that, but he looks no worse for the wear. But what a big goal it was. Just 20 seconds left on the penalty to Stucker. St. Thomas almost dodged that bullet, but Duluth East knots it up on the power play. Just a big goal. But they just kept winning battles. They kept getting pucks, loose pucks, and getting them out front. But he just walked out from the goal line, just put a backhand up and over to the shoulder of Donahue, and then took that shiver. But he got right back up. But boy, you don't like to see that after the whistle curricular activity. But I don't think it was too intentional. But he didn't do much to get out of his way.
Looked a little intentional to
It
me.
kind of did.
Yeah,
I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Other way.
And it was right in front of the referees, but a lot of energy now coming from the Duluth East. Now it's not at a 1, 4:15 left in the second period. Very important that both teams finish this period very intelligently. You want to go in with some momentum, but it's up to St. Thomas Academy to come back and answer. At least give a pushback anyway.
Hagen plays it over to the left side for Cochran. Jones plays it to the corner as he's going to bump that off the boards. Here comes Bodette, or Jeanette rather. Now Jeanette from the corner. Too far for him. Hounds work the forecheck. Down goes Henry. They play that one out front. Puck's loose. Donahue, nice job. It rolled up on him, and he sprawls down on his stomach with his pads extended to the post and hauls it in with his gloves and hangs on.
There are 3 white sweaters out in front trying to protect him, but Duluth East is getting down low. The official scoring was Erickson from Jones and Donovan at the 12:45 mark on the power play. And then it was Duluth East that just got back into that scoring area again, but Donahue did a nice job of keeping that puck out of the net.
Great job by Donahue to stay focused after that goal. Sometimes it's tough when you get chances like that, and that was a pretty great A that he was able to handle and put away there.
Well, and it rolled on him a little bit, but he did a nice job to contain that, limit the opportunity.
Wide of the mark it goes, steered aside by the goaltender. Brody Raybold of the Duluth East Greyhounds, who he had to make a big save there. That came off the stick from Herzog and was a tough one to handle.
A quick shot.
Back up ice, it's Donovan makes a move through center. There's a quick wrister in on goal. Donahue, the save, quickly covers that one up off the stick of Charlie Erickson.
Well, it's good that he covered it up. He struggled with that when he made the initial save, but the rebound came out just outside of his reach, so he had to stretch for it. And there was a Duluth East forward waiting in the wings. Nice job, really, by Herzog to block his path. Otherwise, it might have been another goal for the Hounds. Hounds are buzzing right now. They're feeling the mojo right, and they're really getting St. Thomas having to defend, and that's a good situation for Coach Randolph and the Hounds.
They've pretty much eased into this period. I'd say it was 50-50 to start the first couple of minutes, and then they sort of started taking over. But I can't think of the last time that the Cadets have had a grade A. There was a big save made just a couple of minutes ago by Raybold, but Duluth East has slowly kind of started to maybe since that goaltender timeout issue.
That could be. It kind of angered them a little bit, but again, they're winning the battles down low in the offensive zone and really creating some space and getting the puck out front. And Donovan's done a really good job of handling some pretty tough shots, but it just seems like the mojo is with the Hounds right now. It's up to St. Thomas, 3:08 left in the second period to get out of this period feeling pretty good about themselves, but right now it's the Hounds that have the mojo.
They bring the face-off outside of the St. Thomas Academy zone. Face-off win by the Cadets. Bodette with it. Lays that one back to the oncoming Henry. So he gains center red. Tries to get it deep, but it hits a Hound skate as they look to gain possession. Up to the left wing for Lyle. Uh-oh, that's off a stick, and here they come. Ooh, losing an edge there was Anderson, and offside at the line. He was going to be off to the races with some odd man action, and as he got tripped up, that caused the offside at the line.
Well, it might have even been better for him to actually go down, maybe draw the penalty, because he couldn't get his footing underneath him, and it was I think Lyle that snuck in ahead of the place, a face-off outside the zone, but boy, just those little nuanced plays for St. Thomas really kept what could have been a good opportunity off the board, so a nice play. As long as you don't get caught.
Here come the Hounds, right wing side. Jones hits the post. He hit it clean. There's a slapper redirect. Jones, again, couldn't pull the trigger. Fan on that one. 2 golden opportunities for the big fella. Down the boards it goes. Back come the Cadets the other way. 3-on-2 at the line. Turned aside on a broken stick there by the Cadets.
Boy, those sticks never fail at a good time, do they?
No, they forsake.
But it was Shimmick that was coming in left side, got a pretty good look on the goal. It wasn't a great opportunity, but boy, that twig broke in half. And I thought Jones's stick broke too, but boy, he's got a long piece of lumber.
Well, he leaned into that thing, and that was a bullet, quick wrist shot right off the pass. Caught and let her fly.
Well, I thought the faceoff was going to be to Raybold's left, but they bring it outside the zone. 2:18 left in the second period.
1-1 your score. Great hockey game here. This is really high-end hockey between these two teams, and this thing could go either way.
It's been fun.
Back up to the line it goes. From the right side, Bodette plays that one down the wall. And now it's Donovan with it. Ooh, played that one to the low slot area, missed the mark. That could have been dangerous.
Yeah, indeed.
Baker hustles over to the high right side, but it's the Cadets that keep it in. Poked back up into the neutral zone by Donovan's stick as he races over. Now it's going to be Payne with it. Looks ahead. Collision at the line. They'll leave that one off. They're looking for Baker there with 1:35 to go in the second period. Glove down by Payne as he's going to play this back in behind the net. Cut off by Donahue. Now he's going to play it around for Fitzgerald. He'll come away with it, absorbs the check, and they'll play this one behind. Erickson was there looking for a man and turning and playing it off the boards, and out is Herzog, and they're going to have this one facing off inside the zone.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were just tired or he just turned and fired, but it just looked like he got rid of the puck. He had some space to move. He could have chipped it out of the zone, but put a little stank on that one and went into the Duluth East bench, so it's going to come all the way down. It's going to be to Muzzy Donahue's left. 1:19 left in period number 2. We're not at a 1.
Hounds off the end boards in front. Oh, another post. They absolutely are ringing dinner bells all night long. Wow, it was served again. That one's off Erickson's stick, and that one is turned aside by a Raybold. Here they come now across the line. Lyle. That one was fanned on by Hagan as he got that one underneath his stick and icing the call.
Well, you don't want too many own zone faceoffs, and St. Thomas Academy guilty of just getting rid of the puck. This one went all the way down the ice, so icing is the call. It's going to be to Donahue's left, but it just seems like St. Thomas is not quick to hold on to the puck. They were possessing the puck in the first period, early in the second period, but through the tenacity of this Duluth East forecheck, this Cadet team's getting rid of the puck a little quicker than they want and getting another own zone faceoff. Big faceoff for both teams.
Under a minute as Bart Machado. Turnover through center. O'Neill, he can snipe. In on goal, they have a man. Oh, trailing there. That was Vega. He had a great chance. Look out up high. Herzog shots blocked. 36 to go in the period. Cadets buzzing here at the final seconds of the period. Herzog to the net. Gets a shiver for his efforts.
Yeah, they just wanted to welcome him to the neighborhood. It's a neighborhood they haven't been in for very much in this second half of this period, but they're at least getting some offensive zone time, working the puck out front. But it was Raybold that decided to hang on to that, give his coach a chance to put some fresh legs out there. Just 32 seconds left. Kind of a nice redirect by St. Thomas. It was a 2-on-1, but I thought the defense and positioning of this Duluth East squad was very good. Ryder Donovan came back to interrupt that play,
wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed it was.
Got his stick into that thing and created some trouble. Back to the right corner it goes. It's going to be Heidelo who had it momentarily. They lose an edge. Payne comes away with it. They try to outlet quickly. 18 to go. Over the top of the goal. That was O'Neill, the sniper, looking for goal number 2 and goal number 21 on the season. 10 seconds to go. O'Neill again, nifty play there. It's cut off by Payne. He's going to just chisel it to the neutral zone as it's sent right back into Duluth East territory, and that'll do it for the second period.
We're not at a 1. Third period promises to be awful entertaining. Don't go away.
Summary of the second period. Viewed by our friends at MidscoreScores.net. Only scoring for the Duluth East Greyhounds at 12:45 in the second period.
Between periods coverage here at the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament, and we're joined by a very special guest. He's known as Matza Matt. He from Brew Pub Pizza and Lots of Matza. Matt, thanks for joining us here today. I know you're a busy guy, and we got lots to talk about. You've got some great product and some of the best ingredients in your pizzas for sure.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me. Yeah, absolutely. Brew Pub Lots and Lots of Pizzas. Really, the ingredients for a great time, whether you're listening to a hockey game or whether you're enjoying the game and you want a treat afterwards, Brew Pub Lots and Lots are the way to go. Made with the finest ingredients, Pete. We've got the finest quality meat and veggie ingredients. We've got, of course, a couple of different varieties, too, that folks love, like the Mac Attack, which is a macaroni and cheese pizza. And then the best thing, the one thing that sets Brew Pub Lots and Lots of Pizzas apart from the rest, over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. I've never heard anybody say, whoa, hold on the cheese. That's too much cheese. So we definitely have a great amount of cheese. We've got the great sauce and that thin crust for Brew Pub Lots and Lots of Pizzas. It's the best around.
So seriously, whenever you buy a pizza from the grocery store, there's never enough cheese. But I have always known when I buy one of those, the Brew Pub Lots of Matza, I'm more than pleased, more than happy, and it is perfect. You're right, the crust totally grooves. And here's the best part is between periods, what we do know is people like to get up. They like to move around. Now is the time. The oven's already heated up. Throw it in there. And it doesn't take that long to have these things out and ready because you're not baking a loaf of bread.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, pizzas are the answer, whenever you're having friends over, or if it's a traditional Friday night pizza for the family, for mom and dad and the kids or whatever the case may be, Brew Pub Lots and Lots of Pizzas are the way to go. And the one thing I love about too, it's a filling pizza. Like, you buy some of the other brands that they just, you have one piece, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're just not satisfied. With the Brew Pub Lots and Lots, man, with those ingredients, with that cheese, you have a couple of pieces, and boom, you are taken care of. It's a very hearty and just a great pizza.
Except no substitutes. The others are basically an appetizer. This is the meal. So let's talk about some of the things, some of the things that you guys do. You've got some really cool things coming up, and especially supporting law enforcement. Matt, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with that?
Yeah, absolutely. We're a local company, Pete. We've got a production facility in Maple Lake, Minnesota, so made right there. We've got a production facility in Kaukauna, Wisconsin. And one thing about Bernatello's Foods, Bernatello's is the company that owns the Brew Pub Lots and Matza, and we've got other brands as well. But we really support our veterans. We really support our law enforcement. We feel that it's very important to give back to those who serve us on a regular basis, an everyday basis. And so coming up here in May during National Law Enforcement Week, we're actually going to be tag teaming with a couple of different police departments, like one down in Sioux City. We're going to tag team with the Sioux City Police Department, the Edina Police Department, and then we're going to also tag team with Wausau PD over in Wisconsin. And we're going to host an event called Pizza with Police. The public is invited to come out, purchase a slice of pizza and a soda, and then we're going to donate that money back to a nonprofit organization. For example, in Minnesota.
President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes. Carol, thanks for joining us between periods here today.
Yes, thank you very much.
So let's start from the very beginning. We've all heard of Robert Thomas Homes, but really, who is Robert Thomas Homes?
Well, Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned semi-custom home builder. We're based in Lakeville and as a part of the Tradition Corporation. We build homes from the $400,000 to up to $1 million in communities throughout the Twin City metro area. Many of our communities that we're building in right now, Spirit of Branch and Farm in Lakeville, the Harvest in Chaska, Village Preserve Lake Elmo, St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, and 21 Oaks in Woodbury.
Well, our viewers can obviously see the incredible drone footage of your Lakeville properties that Robert Thomas Homes have put together. That is an absolute gorgeous. That's got to be a crown jewel of some of the things you've done.
Yes, I expect this is the Spirit of Branch and Farm, and Spirit of Branch and Farm is a very, very special community. We've been the top-selling community in the Twin Cities for the past 3 years. And there's a wide variety of architectural designs and homes that we offer in addition to miles of parks, a phenomenal community center, and pools. There's just so many great things that neighborhood has to offer.
So let's talk about your target market then. Who do you find is your typical target market for your homes?
We really build in, I'd say, 4 varied collections is what we offer. One collection that's been very popular right now is our cottage or villa collection. It's a single level of association maintained design, and they have a tendency to appeal to that empty nester. Those homes are priced probably from the 400 to about 450 or 550. We build those in Lakeville, as well as we'll have Enclave in Plymouth opening very soon. Another collection that's been popular is our Cottage or Village collection, which is two stories, 1,900 to 3,000 square feet. They seem to be appealing to that first-time buyer. They're priced in the 3s to 5s. We have two more, a Heritage collection, which is a two-story, more of a move-up product line, ranging again from 2,600 to 3,400 square feet, and those are priced in the 400 to upper 5s. We offer that product line basically throughout the Twin Cities. And then the Tradition collection is our larger semi-custom homes that range from anywhere from 2,800 to 6,000 square feet. You'll find features like indoor sport courts, really deluxe baths, bonus rooms, some really nice features. And those homes start in the 500s and build over $1 million.
So the building industry had a big awards gala last month, and you came home with quite a few trophies. It was a successful run. Can you talk on that a little bit?
Sure. It was a record for us.
Wow.
And, from what we understand at the Builders Association of the Twin Cities, the Builders Association of the Twin Cities offers the Reggie Award, which is similar to maybe the movie Oscars. And Robert Thomas was fortunate to win 6 Reggie Awards out of 16 categories. So that was quite a big night for us and a lot of fun.
And then finally, what advice would you give to people who are looking to build a home right now?
Right now, it's an outstanding time to buy. Interest rates are incredibly low. And I think people are surprised when they find out how affordable homes can be. First, I usually tell people, do your research online. Do some research so you can find out what builders are in the areas that you're searching for. Get pre-qualified. We at Robert Thomas work with Tradition Mortgage. Tradition Mortgage offers a really great program for our customers and makes it very seamless. Then definitely visit the builders' communities and model homes. One thing Robert Thomas puts a huge focus on is not just the house. We take a lot of great pride in the homes that we build, but our huge emphasis is on designing communities that are focused on bringing the neighborhood together. So you'll see community centers and exercise rooms, party rooms, green spaces, parks, just really hockey rinks. You'll see all these really great spaces for people to spend time.
Sounds. Sorry about that. Keep going.
Oh no, that's okay. I was going to say, and understand what the builder will include, what's included, and you want to make sure that many of those features are sustainable, that they'll last. Work with a company you trust, ask for references, and then enjoy the process. Building a home is your personal space that you're designing, so make sure that you enjoy it.
Can I ask you a quick question on the sustainable comment you made? How do you know what is sustainable or not as far as something that would last? What do you look for in that?
What we look for is a good product, for example, is the exterior siding of a home. In Minnesota, that's a very important aspect. So we use a product by the name of LP SmartSide. LP SmartSide is a Minnesota-made company, but it has a long warranty. In addition, we have a paint on the exterior that's factory finished, so our homeowners don't need to paint the home for at least 20 years or more. So for us, it's something that withstands hail, and so it's something that we don't want people to put, all of this investment into a home and then have to make changes or update it, shortly after moving in. So these are products that they know that they won't have to touch for hopefully 10 years or more.
So that's really incredible advice from Carol Griffith, who's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Robert Thomas Homes, part of Tradition Companies. Really wonderful outreach that your whole company has done for this tournament and youth sports across the metro area. Thank you for telling us a little bit more about Robert Thomas Homes, and hopefully people will start picking up the phone and calling. You can also be visited at robertthomashomes.com. Anything else you want to add for contact information, Carol?
No, I think visit our website and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
Great play by Ryder Donovan, though.
Now it's going to be controlled and played back in along the line. Donahue swings that over to the right wing side. Quick stick by Shimmick, but it's turned over. Jones tries to muscle his way through. Donahue the save, the whistle there right on that one. The faceoff comes up to his right.
Well, it was Jones that actually he had two Duluth East forwards actually sitting in the scoring area, tried to get it to him, flip it to him, but the puck rolled on him a little bit, so he opted to cut off the end line and get out in front of the net and put a shot short side on Muzzy Donahue, but he did a nice job of holding on to that. So both teams can change lines, face off to his right, 15-17. We're early in this third period, not at a 1.
Face-off win by the Hounds. Jones, he's had a really big game here. Up to the line it goes. Wright will play that one to the left wing side. Brower is there across the line. It's going to be controlled and played up the right wing wall by Heidela. Stopped at the line. Nifty play there by Shimmick. They'll play this one back up to the neutral zone. It's going to be gathered in by Bamer as he'll turn to his left up in the circles of his own zone. Try to stick handle away from Erickson, but there's the Hounds to read that one through center ice. They're going to push this one down the wall. Fitzgerald was there, Erickson as well. And nice strong stick there by Brower to get away from the Hounds who were all over him. Cochran, nice bump off the left wing board, sent to the right wing side by Lyle. Fitzgerald guides it back in behind Donahue. Donahue will play this one to the left wing side, but not out. There's a wrister that's blocked there by Hagen. He had an opportunity. Lyle fights off a check back up to Hagen to the line. Plays this one rink wide. Now they'll play this for Fitzgerald. Shot into the midsection. Donahue back on the goal line. Almost in the net when he made that save.
Yeah, he gave Fitzgerald a lot of room to look at, but Fitzgerald just from the left circle took the puck with his back to the goal, turned around and fired one on goal, but Donahue did a nice job, as you said, kind of deep in his crease, made the save in area, second chance rebound, face off to his right, 14-13 left in regulation time. I've gone from third period to regulation time now, Pete.
Oh, regulation after the overtime extravaganza this afternoon.
Well, me and Matt were talking, flirting that this one reeks of overtime as well.
It kind of does. You just get that feeling,
yep.
You can tell. Off the glass, up high to center. I love the high ceiling here at the X. You never have anything getting whistled down. O'Neill can snipe as he loads that one up, misses the mark. Oh. High from the slot area. Out of the corner, it's Herzog. That deflects off a stick. Now it's Shimmick with it from the left point. High around the glass, quickly over to the right side to keep is Bamer. And it's going to be the Cadets off the end boards. Nice save by Raybold as it was a power move toward the net by Herzog. Herzog comes away with it, back from the right wing, back up again, quick wrister. They're not wasting any time in getting these shots off and sending them in on goal. Heidela's going to try to play that deep, batted down by the stick of Bamer, who's just been monster here in this hockey game. Played to the boards in the center ice area and sent right back in by the Hounds. That's going to be Finn Hoops on the forecheck. Now back from the corner, it's Jeanette, looks out front, try to go short side. Poked away by Hoops to the corner, to the line and not out. Hounds keep. Hagen's going to ring the boards back in behind for Jeanette. He looked toward the slot area, couldn't get it through as there was Bamer to break that one up. Now they pull it out of the corner. The Hounds with it. Maintain possession. Jeanette looks for Jones. The puck rolls back up to the center ice area. Cochran was there. Nice job on the stick by Wright to keep it alive across the line. Wrister, that's deflected off the stick of Hagen, up off the netting and out of play. 12:39 to go here in the third period, and it's tied at 1.
Well, nice job of St. Thomas Academy to gain the zone, push it forward to the open player. He took a shot, but as you said, Hagen did a nice job, the senior defenseman, of getting his stick on the puck, ramps it up and out of play. So faceoff should be in the Duluth zone to Raybold's right. 12:39 left in this third period. We're not at a 1 shots on goal. Duluth East 19 and St. Thomas Academy 15. But both teams have shown good energy, good focus. Playing a little tight to the vest, but there is some space out there. It's just up to the teams to find that space, and St. Thomas did a good job of getting it there. But again, Jason Hagen closed that gap very, very quickly. Very responsible play by the Greyhound defender.
Got a beach ball that got gathered in. send that back up the Zamboni runway.
Every party needs a pooper. But St. Thomas,
the Frank Banks, the father of the bride.
But the cadet faithful are showing some good energy as we get into the wee hours of the evening. But as we said, 12:39 left to go. It's going to be an exciting 12:39. But no team wants to make a mistake. Nobody wants to turn the puck over. Just want to play responsible, but be responsible with the puck and make the right plays. Err on the side of caution is kind of the rule of thumb moving forward.
Do you think one more goal is scored in this period, or is it going to be a couple more?
I think there's probably going to be one more goal. Just the way that they're playing, it's very tough sledding in the middle of the ice, but I think the next goal is going to be the difference. That's the feeling I get anyway.
Heidela for the Hounds behind his own net, plays that to the left corner as they try to chip it to the line. Nice job to keep that alive. Here comes Duluth East on the move. Stick save, Donahue up off the netting. He turns that away, and the face-off comes up to his right.
Well, it was a 3-on-2 opportunity, but Duluth East gained the line. Walked a couple steps in, put a good shot on goal, but Donahue knew exactly what he was doing. Just used his stick to ramp it up and out of play. Face-off's going to be to his right. It's going to be just increment by increment, whistle to whistle. You just got to win each shift from this point forward.
The cadets go with the sticker system on the helmet.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what you need to do to earn a few of those.
Well, I'd have to imagine that just something that contributes to a win or something that might not even show up on the score sheet. But
I
kind of like that.
Michigan football.
Or
Ohio
Buckeye.
State.
Yeah,
Ohio State.
Get another Buckeye.
Sent back in behind the net. Donahue's going to cut that off. Henry. Now Fitzgerald with forecheck. Henry is there again. Nice job to play away from traffic. That one gets away from the stick of Christie. Hagan fans on that clearing attempt. Christie, shots blocked. Up from the right point, Bodette slams that back in behind the net. The big carom will find its way up toward the left blue line as they converge. Fitzgerald is there. Now it's Cochran who comes together with Stucker. And the Hounds will play this one ahead out of the zone. They go with Logan Anderson. Anderson will play this one in wide of the mark. It's going to be off the boards for Henry of the Cadets behind his own net. Outlets to the left wing side on the play. It's going to be Christie stopped at the line. Jones gets away from one man, stays on the puck in front. Shot, oh, and they nearly found the back of the net. Donahue sprawled and made the save. And it looked like Jones again was going to find a rebound and tuck that one home. Instead, it stays out of the net.
That was a nice athletic save by Donahue on that one. Got the pillow out.
Sent back in behind the net, up to the line it goes. Hounds will play this one ahead through center. It's going to be Jones again with it. He's going to trickle that one in on goal as Donahue makes the save. Puts the stick down, gets the glove over it, hangs on. 22-15 your shots on goal in favor of the Duluth East Greyhounds.
Yeah, and they've had some pretty decent shots. Not a lot this period. Not a lot of great grade A scoring opportunities, but very tight to the vest. 10:46 left in this third period, but it just seems like a lot of the action has been down into the St. Thomas zone. So Duluth East is doing a good job of turning the play back up and back into the St. Thomas zone.
Shot that hits a Hound player on his way in. That was Baker. Rink wide they go with it. Herzog tried to find a man in the neutral. That's cut off by the Hounds. As it's going to be Shimmick with it from the left side. Deflected in by Herzog. He's stood up by Hagan. To the corner it goes. Hounds, or the Cadets. Vega works the forecheck on the Hounds. They try to play us to the slot. Vega takes a swing at that. That's kicked away with a skate and played up to the right wing side for Donovan. Donovan across the, finds his man in front. Nifty little play. He had Baker.
Well, it was Donovan that actually gained the zone. Right-handed shot, just pulled it to the backhand and put it on Baker's stick, and he all alone with the goaltender. But Donahue kept that puck out of the net. But it was a very nice skilled play. Just a little bit of a delay by Donovan, but the puck rolled on Baker a little bit and allowed Donahue to catch up with that one, freeze it, face off to his left.
Yeah, Donovan looked like he was going to take it wide there, and he just put on the brakes on the heel of his skate.
Yeah, once the skates turned to the defenseman, he pulled it back and put it right out front. Nice play.
I think, guys, you see in these type of situations, you see them try to do it themselves and go to the net. And, you know, defensemen start thinking that when the Mr. Hockey finalist type guys that we see out there, you know. Play to the left wing side. Stucker off the boards as an open angle. Oh, nice pad save, turned aside. Nifty job there by Raybold. Now to the right wing, it's going to be Fitzgerald. 9:40 to go, muscle move in on goal. Again, Donahue shallow in his crease along the goal line, Bart.
Yeah, indeed. He's and it's not from lack of confidence necessarily, but it's a really nice play by Jack Fitzgerald. He's a left-handed shot coming in on the right, kind of walked the goal line and then brought it out. And Donahue did a good job of securing up to the post. But you're right, he's playing a little deeper back in his crease than we're normally used to seeing. Of course, the Lakeville South goaltender came out about 4 or 5 feet. We haven't seen that out of Muzzy Donahue tonight, but he's kept the, just one tally on the scoreboard with 24 shots. So Donahue's really turned in a fine performance tonight.
He certainly has. High school hockey. We'll take a quick timeout here. Hear a quick message from the Minnesota State High School Hockey League.
Twins broadcaster Dick Bramer and a 1974 graduate of Staples High School. You're listening to the Minnesota State High School League State Tournament. We are the league.
Give me back to the XL Energy Center. 1-1 the score. Tonight's coverage and the entire weekend presented in part by Optimal Goalie with Larry Grace Jr. Check him out. It's all about diet. It's all about athleticism. How you think as a goalie, how you play as a goalie all relates to one. He works not only with goaltenders off ice, but he works with the goalie coaches that work with the goaltenders on ice.
They work in harmony.
It's absolutely incredible. By Sportsman Sky, they've got the big Beyond the Pond event coming up on Saturday from 10 until noon. That's 60% off some of the items up at the store there, off of Highway 3, or 3 if you will, Concord and 494. Tradition Companies, check them out at traditionco.com. RJM Construction at rjmconstruction.com. And of course, Brew Pub Pizza and lots of matzo with that half pound of Wisconsin award-winning mozzarella cheese, found in your local grocer.
It's good stuff. O'Neill for St. Thomas Academy and Erickson for Duluth East. Those are the tallies that are on the board. Just 9:38 left in regulation time.
Face off to the left of Donahue is won by the Cadets as they play this one through center. Here they got numbers. Hallam across the line as a man in front holds it. Oh, and a blocker pad saved, fought off by Raybold. He had to stay honest to his angle, but they had a man flying with him. And that was right. Back up to the right point it goes. There's a shot that's blocked and turned back up ice. Here come the Hounds out of the zone. That was Jeanette who plays it to the right wing side for Jones. He gets the big reach, and he doesn't go down. I swear, Bart, I've seen him hit. His leg went up over a guy's head right there, and he just sort of spun it around and stayed on it. Now Jones takes it from the right wing side as he tries to feed a man. Jeanette toward the slot area. Jeanette spins his man. Shimmick off the puck. Now it's Donovan down the right left wing wall. Looks for Jeanette behind the net, who gets it. Jeanette tried to find Donovan. It'll be cleared up to the right point off of Stanchion and away from Hagen. And the length of the ice it goes. Back into Cadet territory we go.
Well, you don't want a defensive zone faceoff, but that's almost a benefit because it was Hagen that was standing all alone. He had about 25 feet of open ice. He could have walked that thing in and got a point-blank shot. So a bit of a blessing to a certain degree, but again, you don't want too many offensive or defensive zone faceoffs, especially with the success that this Duluth East squad's had in the dots.
Pair of deuces, Herzog and Donovan to square off of the face-off circle in the Cadet zone. Cadets get it back behind the net, too far for Baker. He tries to get there ahead of Vega. Now they find their man off the end of the corner. Oh, that was on Donovan's stick, high slot area. He could have pulled the trigger. Instead, it rolls back into the neutral zone as they regroup in their own zone to the Hounds. Turned over by Donovan. Look out. Oh, drop pass. Nifty setup here. O'Neill, oh, he sent a bullet pass for Vega that missed the mark, and back to center ice it goes, and it's going to be sent in by Henry back in behind the net. Cochran now off the stick, back up at center ice. That one's going to be whistled down for an icing call.
Well,
offside.
It was a nice game of catch by St. Thomas Academy deep in the zone. They went from basically hash mark to hash mark, but the puck just kind of rolled away and limited what could have been a great opportunity. But I like the positioning of Duluth East in that sequence. I thought they held their positions quite well, but St. Thomas getting opportunities. They just didn't get a shot on goal.
Bumped off the boards as the Hounds play it through center ice from the ensuing face-off from that offside call. Back into their zone it goes. The Hounds will regroup, and That's going to be Payne, who's checked on the play, watched by McFadden. And now they're going to roll the puck through center ice. Bumped off the boards. Fitzgerald, is there one thing the Hounds do is they're reading the passes through center quite well.
Yeah, and they're
cutting
winning
them
the
off and taking them.
Indeed, they are, and turning it back up.
And that's been the difference here since the second period. That's really standing out. Icing your call. 7.5 to go in the third. Starting to feel a lot like overtime.
Yeah, it's getting, you can feel the intensity. Everybody on the Duluth East side is standing at least in the student section, so they understand the gravity of the situation. But shots on goal, 24-17, advantage Duluth East. The shot totals are not climbing, but that just shows how both teams are playing very sound defensively when they need to.
And they're standing in the cadet side. I've always marveled at standing at the game. I don't know if that helps the sight line or what. I don't think so.
No, just nervous
energy.
And
then they sit during the break. It's hilarious. That would be the time you think you would stand up. It's hilarious. Up to the slot, scores! Oh, what a bury there. Ryan O'Neill gets the feed, and he goes coast to coast on the celly.
And that's his second goal, 21st of the season, second goal of the night. But O'Neill just turned and fired and beat Brody Raybold, and that was a pretty clean shot, but the puck ended up on a stick, and it just nice quick release beat the Duluth East goaltender. Now the onus is on Duluth East to come back, but pretty good work down low, put pressure on the defenseman, just found that open area, but it was O'Neill that was alone by the right hash, and just a redirect one-time shot eluded the goaltender. So now it's 2-1, 7:14 to go in regulation time. St. Thomas Academy has some energy up to a good quality character squad like Duluth East to answer. So St. Thomas Academy better be ready, because this Duluth East is going to come at them hard.
I'll tell you what, when you give O'Neill a chance to shoot the puck and he's right in the slot there, they closed on him quickly, but this kid is a sniper.
Well, plus he elevated it just under the bar too, which is not an easy thing to do on a one-time. He just changed the angle of his stick and just put it forward and just under the crossbar. And he went out of his way to give a pretty dramatic celebration. We're going to give him some points on that one.
We are?
Well, maybe not.
Well, is he playing for Cardiff in the, or Cardiff?
Yeah.
Or Tottenham?
If it's a soccer reference, I know I'm not what you speak.
He's playing for Tottenham.
Okay.
I have to say, I think the Sallies have gotten way out of control. Enough.
Well, he did, but again, a second goal of the game, and those are the two markers that are on the board. The referees they're going to call it a goal. They were kind of deliberating whether there might have been goaltender interference or something in that fashion, but the goal is going to count. So 2-1, St. Thomas has the advantage. 7:15 left to go in regulation. Hounds better get on their horse.
Goals have been hard to come by these two teams.
Yeah, real estate's been hard to come by as well.
We waited to update our scoreboard to make sure they made that a good goal. They do. Inside out, they try to go with the Cadets across the line. Off the boards, cleared but not out. Heidela was there. And the Hounds now chasing this one down by a score of 2-1. That one's deflected away. Up high to the slot it goes. That's off the stick as the Hounds will look back up to the blue line. That one gets underneath the stick, and that's sent in the length of the ice for an icing call.
Boy, they just jumped on that and cleared it down. That worries me a little bit if I'm a St. Thomas fan, but you know, he had some space, but he just opted to send it down the ice. Maybe they just wanted a line change or a chance to reset, but it's a little bit early to just clear the puck down the ice and get a defensive zone faceoff. Maybe a little chip off the boards, but Duluth East with a good opportunity offensive zone faceoff.
Henry now behind the net. He's bothered on the play. That's Lyle that throws the leather there. They try to find Lyle to the slot back behind. Fitzgerald goes back against the grain. Lyle off the side of the net. I thought Fitzgerald thought he had a goal there. Lyle is raising his hands right now, looking in to find the puck into the back of the net.
Well, I had a pretty good sight line on that one, and it was close.
And on the play, you've got Bodette trying to pull Lyle away.
Well, I don't know why he's trying to pull Lyle away. He was behind the goal. He wasn't interfering with the goaltender, but kind of a trying move for St. Thomas. They survived that, but if you're Duluth, you have to get a little energy off that because they got in down low. We're seeing it on the big screen replay, and it was not a goal. And they pushed the goaltender in after the whistle, and that's where Christie took a little exception and kind of ramped it up a little bit. but it was a good shot by Lyle, the perfect person that you want taking that shot at that time. But St. Thomas used every resource they had to keep that puck out of the net. Face-off now to Donahue's left. 6:07 left in regulation time. St. Thomas holding on to a 1-goal lead.
That was a close one there. Oh, down in front they go. A chance by
boy.
Lyle. Well, he's had a couple of golden opportunities there.
Well, sometimes it's what you do when you don't win the faceoff is just as important as what you do when you do. But nice opportunity for Duluth again.
Back up to the line it goes. The Hounds now in possession. Offensive zone behind the goaltender Muzzy Donahue. Fitzgerald now back up to the right wing boards as the Hounds cycle off the end wall. There's a chance in front, backhand. Point blank opportunity. Great spade work here. Anderson had the opportunity. Now they're going to change one player. I think Donovan's going to step on now for the Hounds. They try to find it up to the point. There's a shot. Payne, rebound, save Donahue. And there was a redirect by Baker. Nice shift there by the Hounds.
Really, it really was. But that's the pushback that we were talking about. That's what good teams do after they get scored on. They ramp up their game, get better focus, and drive to the net. And that's exactly what this Hounds team is doing. Now there's a conference at center ice where I think Ryder Donovan's actually speaking with the official, trying to get some qualification on some situation. Not privy to what that is, but they're at least getting a chance to discuss it with the officials. But boy, a bit of a reset right now. 5:19 to go. Long TV timeout, so both teams get a chance to regroup. I think it's more important that St. Thomas regroups right now than Duluth. But Duluth is certainly swarming the net, putting all kinds of pressure on Muzzy Donahue.
Donahue is now down on one knee in front of the bench area as his coaches and team kind of lean over the boards, holding the 2-1 lead with 5:19 to go.
And Brody Raybold comfortable in his own crease right now, down on one knee as well. But these goaltenders have been stressed out tonight. There have been some activity, and not just the shots, but there's a lot of bodies in front of them, a lot of activity going on. So they've had their work cut out for them, but both goalies have played exceptionally well. Shots on goal right now. Duluth East 27. Look to get that total to grow before this 5:19 expires. But 18 for St. Thomas Academy, but it's the Cadets that are holding a 1-goal advantage. Well, Coach Vanelli very vocal on the bench. We can see it on the big screen right now, talking to his team, trying to get them focused and maybe just settle them down a little bit. It just seems like they're running a little bit and just trying to get rid of the puck. Just settle down and play cadet hockey. Easier said than done right now.
Herzog and Donovan, the faceoff. This is what they do off the faceoff. They get moving. Vega plays that one in deep. These teams offer different looks for their potential opponents tomorrow. Speed for the Cadets and physical play with adaptability for the Hounds. Played back at the line. We're under 5 minutes now at 4:54 to go in the period. Wide of the mark and icing the call. They missed that by a couple of inches, and instead it comes back to the right of Muzzy Donahue.
Well, and he had two players in the neutral zone, but it was Shimmick that sent that one down. I think he was looking for just a chip off somebody's skate or somebody's stick just to avoid the icing call, but it eluded everybody, so faceoff's going to come all the way down into the St. Thomas zone. Faceoff now to Donahue's right. 4:51 left in regulation.
Back into the neutral zone, across the line, Hagen. He's had a strong game here tonight, played back in behind the net. Hounds now in control with it. McFadden was there. Fitzgerald takes the backhand, pushes that wide of the mark. Big check thrown there to the neutral zone it goes. Cochran back pedals and plays back to the right wing side for Hagen once again. And behind the net, Bodette rolls off a stick there as it's chased down by Anderson. There's a chance turned aside. Nice save there. Shallow angle off the side of the goal. Hounds have been pressuring the offensive zone for the past 2 minutes since they've been scored on. Payne's going to come back away with it at center ice, plays it to the right wing side. Jones is going to wait. Nifty pass there down the middle. Blocker pad save. Donahue rebound to the slot. Back over to the right wing side, left wing side it goes. Here come the Cadets back in across the line. That's off the stick of Heidela. And now it's going to be handled by Wright behind the net. Hounds will regroup and look to break back out with 3:33 to go in the third. 29-18 shots on goal in favor of the Hounds. There's a shot that's turned aside. This hasn't been the highest scoring Hounds team we've seen in a long time, Bart Archer. And, you know, with one goal here tonight, they're getting their chances. Finishing, I don't want to say it's been an issue, but it's not been their calling card this year.
No, a little bit different. They don't have the Garrett Worth, you know, the kind of the focused goal scorer. I guess Ricky Lyle would fall into that category, but St. Thomas being very sound, responsible defensively, they're matching up numbers. No odd man rushes available for Duluth East, so they're minding their defensive responsibilities. 3:23 left in regulation.
Back to the slot area. That's a tire that's blown by O'Neill, but he gets some help with Shimmick back out of the zone for the Cadets. Nice job to turn up ice by Erickson. He's wedged on a nice angle by Herzog for the Cadets back in behind the net. As they'll fish for the loose puck. Nice job to come away with that one. That hits a Cadet player off the side of the cage. And now it's going to be Christie back up ice to the left wing side. Here's Christie, pulls and shoots. Nearly went high glove side on the Hounds goaltender Raybold. Hagen again off the boards from the left corner. Hounds clear to the line, right side, but not out. Held in by the Cadets. Now we're down to 2:33 to go in the period. Reaching for it. Nifty job there. Sent right back in on goal as that's Raybold's going to keep the clock moving and gets it over to Cochran. Cochran plays this one ahead for Donovan. Lays that one up. Left wing side they go now. There's a shot by Lyle. Baker is there with him as well. Back to the corner and out of the zone they go with it. That's McFadden. He's checked on the play. Donovan comes away with it. He finds Heidela now across the line. It's Ricky Lyle to the corner with 2 minutes remaining. 2-1 in favor of the Cadets. That one rolls up off the netting and out of play. We'll see if it's timeout time for Mike Randolph. Indeed it is. He just teed him up.
Well, it's a good time for a timeout. Just under 2 minutes, 1:54 to go. Just making sure everybody's on the same page, get a chance to gather themselves a little bit and refocus for that final push. But if he called timeout, he should let his players know on the ice that there's a timeout.
There it is.
There it is. Okay.
He was definitely taking his time with that one. Well,
it was a good time for it to wait a little extra, and then once it gets down to that point, then call the timeout. You get a little extra time. So, very deft move by the Greyhounds coach. Pete, what do you think the coaches are talking about? What do you think Mike Randolph is saying to his players?
Win the faceoff.
Yeah, that's where it all starts.
There. And then, you know, you got to have possession. Continue to cycle out of the corners and get your goaltender to the net. Get traffic in front, go to the net, sticks on the ice, rebounds. He's probably going a little bit more in depth than that.
Sure.
And if you're the Cadets, you got to get every stick you possibly can. You can't give them a chance to have second chances. The rebounds have to be gobbled up. You can't lose your battles. It's critical to win your battles.
Yeah, and they've done a pretty good job in the winning moments of this third period as far as St. Thomas Cadets. You know, Duluth East is all over on the forecheck, but they've actually weathered a couple of pretty trying moments with possession to at least buy some time so they can get back into the proper positioning. But Duluth East, I expect a lot of energy out of the Greyhounds from this point forward. 1:54 to go for this Hounds team to knot this game up, but it's going to be a long 1:54 for the Cadets. Face off in the Cadet zone.
So right now Ricky Lyle is on the bench. I saw him there as he queued up the cheer there, the celly.
Well, I have a feeling when Raybold comes off, I think it's going to be Ricky Lyle that's going to come back out on the ice, but we'll see when they decide to pull a goaltender.
Anderson will take the draw for the Hounds. It'll be the go-to Herzog for the Cadets. Win by Herzog, clean one off the glass, but batted down. We'll have a hand pass. Yep, there it is. 147.
Well, Donovan, you know, you're kind of in a rock and a hard place, but they're going to bring it all the way back down, so they're going to call that intentional, or the hand pass is going to bring it all the way back down. But, you know, the natural instinct is to stop that puck as you can, and it went off his hand, but it went onto one of his teammates' sticks, so hence the whistle all the way down, 147 left. But offensive zone faceoff for St. Thomas.
Donovan and McFadden again. Hounds in their own zone now, have to go 200 feet with 142 to go. Checked off the stick nifty job there. Vega is all over Payne as it's Raybold who wants to go to the net. Now he's going to go, finally get possession. Oh, it's sent right back in. They score! Oh, my word. Was that pass picked off and just repelled right back at the empty net?
Well, it almost seemed like it came off at Duluth. We're going to have to wait for the replay to kind of clear the skies, but a big goal it was, 128 now. It's a goal regardless. I don't think St. Thomas Academy cares who scored it or how it was scored, but the fact they got the marker on the board. Yeah, indeed it was. It was Baudette.
Yeah.
Just in one fell swoop, and he picked the corner on that one, lower right side, but what a big goal it was for St. Thomas. There's still plenty of time for Duluth. Obviously, you know, one goal on the board with 29 shots. They just have to get some more pressure on early, but they have to score quick as possible, but they just have to get that next one, then they can go from there. But now St. Thomas Academy is going to have to hunker down and be even more effective defensively.
Stranger things have happened. 2 goals have been made up. We've seen it happen before with a minute 22 to go. It'll be tough sledding, though, for the Hounds. Fitzgerald comes away with it. He's checked by 2 cadet players who make the play. Sent in by Christie as they're going to force the Hounds to regroup and try and work it again the length of the ice. Now it's going to be Payne. Now they're going to call for Raybold as he heads off the ice. Donovan's pickpocketed at the line. Checked on the play there is McFadden. And now it's going to be the Hounds carrying this one in deep. We're going to leave this one low circle. Checked on the play. And now it's the Hounds left point. Payne lets it go. Nope, sends a pass over to the right side. That one misses the mark. Fitzgerald is on that one, 40 to go. There's a chance that misses the mark. Now the Cadets left wing side, they find the opening and send it the length of the ice with 32.9 to go here in the period.
Well, you can see the sense of urgency on the Duluth East Greyhounds. They're working the puck, but St. Thomas is doing a great job of being in the right position and contesting every piece of real estate in their own zone, and finally got the opportunity to clear the puck down the ice. It just burned some time, just a shade under 33 seconds to go. Duluth East better get on their horse and punch one in here really quick.
Getting the draw is key. They get it. Fitzgerald muscles his way through. That's knocked loose there, a little bit loose, as I was Baker in on the play.
Well, they were taking it to the net, but again, Donahue did a nice job of holding his position. Now the faceoff is going to be to his right. Just 27 seconds left in regulation time.
What a play by Baudette. That's just something. That was a pass that was on its way, and he grabs it and launches it the length of the ice.
It was a nice response, nice reaction.
Baker. Now it's O'Neill. Kicked in play. Nice job there. Lyle in front. The puck rolls. It was Baker who couldn't pull it. And it's going to be flipped up into the neutral zone with 7 seconds to go. That's going to do it here. The Cadets of St. Thomas Academy are going to advance to the semifinals. They have a date with the Edina Hornets tomorrow night. That's going to be something else, Bart Archer.
Well, indeed it was, and they earned this one tonight. Actually, you know, the wheels wobble, but they didn't fall off the hub. But, you know, tap on the shins of Duluth East. They never gave up. They really made a game of it and forced St. Thomas to earn this victory and the right to face Edina tomorrow night. But your heart goes out to Mike Randolph. He doesn't. He's not on the short side of too many of these. He did everything he could to give his team a chance to win this game. Really an outstanding performance by their goaltender Brody Raybold. But it's St. Thomas that's going to move to the right side of the bracket and play tomorrow night against the Edina Hornets. Promises to be a great night of hockey tomorrow night.
Indeed it does. Your final score, St. Thomas Academy 3, Duluth East 1. Bart, we're going to have a podcast for you tomorrow. We got a game recap coming here. I'll be certainly submitting a diary for you probably tomorrow morning as well, and much more coming up. We have 4 semifinal games tomorrow. The first one will be at 11 o'clock. Some Class A action. Patrick Lilly and Nate Erickson will be on the call on that one, and then of course it'll be Bart Archer and yours truly on the call here for this one coming up tomorrow night.
Looking
so
forward
it's going
to
to be Blaine and Eden Prairie and St. Thomas Academy and Edina. So the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds advance here in the Class AA. For Matt Harrington and
Todd Mulligan,
Bart Archer, John Sands, I'm Pete Wagner. Good night, everybody.